Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Nottingham Caesars hosting the Northants Knights in the BAFA NFC1 South clash here. This is the 6-0 Nottingham Caesars hosting the 1-4 Northants Knights. My name is Simon Stockwell. Joining me in the booth is Karl Walkinshaw. How you doing, Karl?
Good, Simon. Great to be here. Nice to be commentating with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's going to be good. First time for both of us here. So, it's going to be an interesting game today. These teams have met once before already, a 32-9 win for the Caesars when they went away to Northants a couple of weeks ago. I think we're probably going to be looking for much the same here from the Caesars. Obviously, we are the Caesars home broadcast team. We're going to try and not be biased, but, you know, we'll be happy with the Caesars score.
Yeah, we're just looking for a good game, I think. But obviously, Nottingham coming in want to protect that unbeaten record so far, but as the season progresses that gets increasingly more difficult, so we'll see whether Northants, having played them once, will make any adjustments and come back and give them a better game the second time round. That's certainly what happened with Sheffield, but we'll see what happens with this Northants team as they come to the centre of the field.
Yeah, it looks like we've got captains out. Number 22 Andrew Wilkins, number 12 Liam McGovern, number 7 Henry Scanlon, and number 20 that is Elliot Harvey. Captains here for the Nottingham Caesars. We have rosters for both teams, and we will try and bring you names and numbers as we do. Fortunately, Northants have got the last names printed on the backs of the shirt, so those are the captains for the Knights today. So, coin toss coming out here, and we will see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, particularly at the top of the division here. Obviously, both Chester and the Caesars, I believe, are currently undefeated. Chester are 4-0-1 with a tie against, I believe, Birmingham. I could be wrong there, though. And it could come down to points differential, if everything going particular for the first seed. Points differential and the points away. Caesars currently 23 points conceded on the season, and I believe the actual number 1 seed at the moment have conceded 22 points on the season, so points away is going to be a big factor here.
Looks like Caesars will receive this opening kickoff. There will be a minute's silence for the victims of the incident that happened on Tuesday morning this week in Nottingham. So we will have that minute's silence coming up for you now.
Okay, and it looks like the teams are going to be coming out here for the opening kickoff. It was Caesars to receive the opening kickoff, wasn't it? I believe that's what the coin toss showed.
Yeah. Caesars to receive.
So Caesars going to be looking for a quick start here. Caesars special teams have been on fire this year. A couple of touchdowns on special teams already with only 6 games. I think they're going to be looking for another one here, really, to kickstart against the Knights. Obviously, 32-9 was the away score from about 3 weeks ago. I think the Caesars are going to be hoping for a bigger scoreline here while they're at home. Obviously, a lot of teams find it slightly more difficult to take all their players away than at home games, so I think the Caesars here as well going to be looking to rotate, hopefully, towards the end of the game. Look to get some of the younger players in, get them some game time as well. They've got big games coming up. They've got to play twice against Chester in their remaining 3 games, which could really be the deciders for this division title.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been impressed as well with the depth of the Nottingham Caesars roster this year, and they are rotating whole units in. They've got certainly on defence, they've got a defensive line unit that comes in, and linebackers coming in, and they're not seeming to lose any loss in form as those new players go in, and that's a sign of a roster with some depth.
Yeah, very much so. Really good job recruiting this off-season. A lot of university players, a lot of new players coming in as well. You might see the occasional mishmash of helmet from university players, but there's been Loughborough players, Nottingham Trent players, University of Nottingham players, all sorts of people travelling to go and play for the Caesars this year. That's not to even speak of the guys that aren't at university, people like Will Hobbs as well. Huge European experience, GB experience coming to play for the Caesars this season.
Yeah, Jack Rice as well, his experience playing in Germany. So they brought in some real leaders into this team, and you can see it's made a massive impact on their record. Here we go.
We are underway as we switch to the end zone view, and the ball is going to be fielded by number 2, and it is a reverse. It's handed off to Elliot Harvey, taking it up the left hand side. He's got a lead blocker there. Can he duck inside him? He can. One man to beat. Can he beat him? There he goes, and he's going to be hawked down by number 16 of the Knights. That is a huge kick return to start the game there, and exactly what the Caesars would have wanted.
They went with the switch in the opening kickoff, and often when you're running that play, you already have a designated receiver that's going to end up with the ball. In that case, it was Elliot Harvey, and they want to get the ball to him, and they know that whichever way the kicker's going to kick it, they're going to get the ball to Elliot, and he made a great play up the sideline.
Yeah.
It was only the quick thinking of number 16 coming over that saved the touchdown.
Yeah, very much so. Great tracking from number 16 there to see the ball get switched and to come all the way across. He looked like he was on the far side of the field.
It was Joe Marjoram for the Knights that came over and made the tackle, but it's given the Caesars great field position here, Simon.
Yeah, Caesars starting on the 21. We've got Trips at the top of the screen, McGovern in at quarterback. We have Welly T in at running back, and it is Welly T taking the ball, cuts up through the middle for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards there.
Defensive captain coming in to make the tackle there. Saw that Cooper was in on the as one of the captains on this Northants team.
Yeah, opening play, hand the ball off to Welly T. Electric runner Welly T. He will take any of these plays to the house if he gets half a chance. But I think a couple of runs here. Let the nerves settle after the big return, and let's see what happens here. So we've got doubles here. Welly T still in the backfield in the pistol, and it is a handoff once again. Tight end leading up the middle. Welly T pushing through, driving with the legs. Welly T going to be taken for a first down for the Caesars.
Yeah, Northants coming with 5 defensive linemen at that line of scrimmage, but the blocking was excellent on that, and they just powered through that first level and up onto the linebackers.
Yeah, very much so. Great fold block there by the tight end coming inside to lead up for Welly T. So here we are, Caesars looking to the sideline for the next play. Very much a no-huddle offence at the moment. Not standing back, huddling up. I'm going to have Trips at the bottom of the screen here. So first and 10 for the Caesars from approximately the 10-yard line, give or take. So hand off to Welly T. He beats the tackle, and then he's hawked down there by number 0 for the Knights. The ball came out towards the end, but he's been marked down by contact before that.
It was good defence, wasn't it, at the point of contact on that defensive line, but that's what you do in those inside zone plays if you want to see if you can hit the original hole, but then bounce it back. So Welly T picking up yards again.
Yeah, Welly T really carrying the Caesars offence for the moment. Surely they'll go to the air at the moment. One of the Team GB quarterbacks, Liam McGovern in the backfield, obviously great throwing arm. So threats both on the ground and in the air here.
It was Olapuna that had to come over and make the tackle on that for Northants.
So here we are, we got Trips to the top of the screen, and it's a play action. McGovern is wide open, and he throws it, and it is caught. Number 11, I believe that's Scott Barnard for the touchdown.
Scott Barnard, the older NTU defensive player that's now switched and playing offense, and Liam McGovern on the naked rollout, bootleg, and had enough about him to get into the end zone. So 2 NTU players coming together on that touchdown. Great job.
Yeah, it's a great job there. I was about to say, I remember seeing in the first game of the season, going, I'm sure he used to play safety. Then seeing walk out receiver, I was very confused for a moment.
All these defensive players with these offensive dreams of wanting to play on offense. Well, he's got his first touchdown, as far as I know. That's his first ever touchdown. So well done, Scott.
There we are, and the PAT is up, and it is good. That is going to be Caesars 7, Northants 0.
Well, it's gone the way that we thought it might. But hoping Northants can make a game of this. After that initial kick return, so good on kick return are the Nottingham Caesars this season, and you feel like some of that influence has come from the university side. You know, that switch, we see UON running that so much, and there's lots of UON coaches on this Nottingham Caesars side as well, and you just wonder whether that influence has filtered through and is now impacting this Div 1 adult side, and it's good to see.
I'm sure it has. We remember UON returning that kick return, not the final just gone, but the final before, all the way for the touchdown to try and bring that game closer together. And that was one of those switch returns. So I think people are really starting to see special teams working here, kick returns especially. I think the prevalence of that switch return is really becoming more prominent in the game at the moment.
Yeah, and you know this, Simon, that special teams players can have such a massive impact on a game. I mean, they're the biggest switch in yardage. So Nottingham Caesars making the very best of that. 7-0 up. Now, what can Northants do on their first drive? They've certainly got some talented athletes. I went down to sideline, big offensive line. Here we go. Let's see what they can do on this kickoff.
It's kicked towards the centre of the field. The return is bringing it back towards the left-hand side of the field, and he is taken straight down there. Great tackle there. Again, Scott Barnard, by the looks of it, on the tackle. Scores a touchdown and straight back down the field.
Good coverage there from Nottingham Caesars. We'll see if we can get you a name for the return man. That was Tyler Gordon on the return for Northants.
So it looks like Northants going to be setting up somewhere around their own 20-yard line, about the same place that the Caesars set up on their first drive, but much further for the Knights to go this time. So the Caesars defence here really want to keep Northants from scoring any points if possible. Like we said earlier, points against is actually going to be the tiebreaker in these divisions, should it all come down to that. So with 23 points conceded already, you're going to expect a stout defence. We've got a really tight bunch at the bottom of the screen here for the Knights. Got an orbit motion, and the ball is snapped back and it's handed off to number 32, the running back. And he's gained a few yards there, and the ball nearly came out there. Good work by number 2, the DB there, to try and rip the ball out, but that looks like a gain of about 6 or 7 there for the Knights.
Yeah, just lining up in that kind of tray formation with those tight receivers and then giving the ball off to the running back, and he showed quick feet there to pick up some decent yards on first down.
Yeah, it seemed like it was well blocked up at the point of attack and then just bounced it outside. DB stays outside and makes the tackle.
Ashton Patterson on the run there for Northants.
So here we are, and it looks like they're going to go bunch to the other side now, so bunch to the wide side of the field. What is this Caesars defence going to do? Oh, we've got a motion out here by number 14 going wide. And the ball is snapped back, and it is a toss. Well blocked up on the outside, and that is going to be taken down for a gain of about 1. So we're going to bring up about 3rd and 4 here for the Knights. Interesting to see quite a delayed toss as well by the time he'd taken the ball, spun round and tossed it out.
Yeah, ball slightly behind him as well, wasn't it, Simon? Which makes it difficult for the runner. But Patterson showing some good speed to try and get the sideline. Just couldn't find the edge. Good speed from this Nottingham Caesars defence. Yeah,
very athletic defence. You've got players there like Henry Scanlon on defensive line, Andrew Wilkins at linebacker. I believe Mickey Fisher.
You're saying Andrew Wilkins has got good speed?
I
beg to differ.
He's got some occasional good speed.
Maybe what he's got is good football sense, and he knows where the ball's going.
Maybe in the first quarter. So here we are, ball snapped back, and it looks like it's a counterplay. And Andrew Wilkins getting to the point of attack, but not quite making the tackle as the Knights pick up the first down.
Yeah, good job from the Knights. This is what they needed. They needed to get a first down and move the sticks and be competitive on this first drive. You don't want to let that score get out of hand. So relying on the feet of Patterson, he looks like a good athlete. It's Adam Dodd in at quarterback for Northants, but they're relying on Patterson right now.
Yeah, looks like Northants previous years have always been a run first team, pass second. I think it's going to be looking much the same again today.
That's former Falcon Ashton Patterson, I believe. They're all running back.
So here we are, we've got that tight bunch again. They're really liking this formation, and they do a couple of movements out of it. So let's see what they do here. And the ball's going to be snapped, and it's going to be handoff again. Oh, that's straight down in the back. Is it? Yes, it's cleared up there by the Caesars defence. Great work there by number 93, and then number 7, Henry Scanlon, coming in to finish the play up. But looks like a loss of 4 there for the Knights.
It's Olapuna, number 0 on the carry, and he's playing offence and defence, so they obviously think he's got some athletic ability both sides of the ball. But not on that play. Big loss coming up, puts them behind the sticks.
Yeah, particularly for a run first team, being behind sticks is about the last thing you're going to want. 2nd and 14 here. Wonder if we're going to see the first pass of the day for the Knights. Looks like we got quads flow to the bottom of the screen. We've got a bunch and then one receiver isolated right out at the bottom. And now we've got trips to the bottom of the screen with a tight end isolated and just at the end. Looks like a quick screen, and that is bobbled and dropped. Only just a forward pass as well there as well for the Knights. So 3rd and 14. I'm presuming we're going to see a bit of a deeper play this time.
They're trying to just play a little mental battle with the defence, having a look at where the defence are lining up in that tray formation with the tight trips, and then if they feel like they can get to the screen, they're going to audible at the line of scrimmage. A little bit of confusion there, and actually you can see that sort of throw is a difficult throw to make. You've got to throw the ball 20 yards to get it to the receiver, and just was underthrown in the end.
Yeah, I think after the first game, obviously 32-9 to the Cedars, they're going to have made some adjustments, work out what did work, what didn't work. They're going to go from there. 3rd and 14. It is a drop back pass, and it is caught over the middle by number 84 and taken down, only for about a gain of 4 or 5 on the shallow crosser.
Yeah, you would. There was good pressure from the defensive line as well on that, wasn't there? It was Max Ludgate that made the reception, but he's going to be short of that first down.
Yeah, so it looks like the Knights are going to come out. We're going to have the first punt of the day. So Caesar's defence conceded the first down, but then held strong on the second run of downs here. So it looks like they're going to end up punting from about the 36-yard line. So let's see what this Northants punting unit is up to. Shield punt, as you typically see in these divisions. 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, 3 in the backfield, 2 gunners. Oh, we've got the referees intervening. They weren't happy with something, but they seem happy now. So, here we go. Snap back to the punter. Heavy pressure applied by the Caesars, and the ball is away. And it's going to roll down and take a Caesars bounce. And I'm not entirely sure what was going on there.
Shouldn't have picked that up, shouldn't have touched it. But I think the ball was partially blocked at the line of scrimmage. So it may be that that's not done any damage for Northants, as it was touched by a Caesars player before he touched it.
Yeah, an unusual scenario there, but whatever happened, it looks like the Caesars are going to take over on the 30-yard line for their second offensive drive. So, Caesars coming out. Not many changes, I don't think. We've still got McGovern, still got Willie T, Scott Barnard, the touchdown scorer. Still very much the same opening set.
Got a little celebrity note for you, Simon.
Oh, here we go.
BAFA founder Dave Norton is the head linesman in this game today. The founder of BAFA at the top of your screen as we get this first down underway.
Huge run by Willie T there. 4 or 5 guys on him, but still picks up 5 yards there.
And the rest of the refereeing crew, so Joel Pearson's the umpire, Mike Crutch Harvey is in there, head linesman I've already mentioned, Dave Norton, and the line judge today is Mike Helkvist. That's your BAFRA crew, doing a good job. Haven't seen a flag so far, that's a good job as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, great. Yeah, the less flags the better. So here we are, 2 in the backfield now for the Caesars. That looks like Chris Baby at fullback, imposing fullback there. Not someone you want to run into, let's put it that way. And he's going to lead up through the middle, and that is taken, and he's going to get folded down about 2 yards short. 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Caesars.
Just playing the percentages, aren't they, this Caesars team? Only going once to the air, otherwise keeping it on the ground. Nice ball control offense, keep the other offense off the field. So far, Caesars in control in this Q1.
Very much so. I mean, with the number of running backs the Caesars have, why would you not keep it on the ground? They're about 5-6 deep with really talented running backs. So here we are. We're going to come out again in the offset eye. We're going to look for another one of those lead plays, or are we going to the air? And that is a handoff to Chris Baby up the middle. Chris Baby taken down after a gain of 4 or 5. Chris Baby flips between powerlifting and American football somehow. I have no idea how his body does that.
He's in number 33 today as well. I used to wear that number myself, so always like to see those in 33 making an impact on the field as he gets the first down, does Chris, and then move the chains.
Yeah, great choice of number there. So here we are. It looks like, I think we're going to go going singles in the backfield here. Yeah, just Welly T in the backfield now. Can't tell if there's a bit of confusion or if the signals are just taking a long time to come in. I think the signals are just taking a long time to come in. Welly T there in the pistol. Yeah, McGovern, 1 of 1 for 1 touchdown so far today. Can't really ask for a better start passing.
Perfect passer rating, Liam.
So here we are. Northants have multiple people up on the line. And here we are. Liam drops back. Throws it over the middle. And that is dropped. Deflected at the point of attacks. Going for Scott Barnard again, number 11. But I think he led his receiver just a little too much. Straight into the arms of a DB. But Barnard managed to break that one up almost.
Yeah, when you get, I mean, the ball's thrown quite hard. Scott obviously slightly behind him, and the ball goes up into the air. You expect those defenders, 3 defenders around, none of them could actually rally to pick that one off. They'll be disappointed not to get the turnover on that one.
Yeah, I think turnover is going to be big today. You don't want to let this Caesar side keep marching, keeping the ball. You want to turn that ball over wherever possible. We've seen the Northants going at the ball as well in the piles, so I think that you know that turnover is going to be a big thing today. So, trips to the top of your screen here. Welly T in the pistol. And that is a handoff to Welly T, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Yeah, and flag comes in. I did think a face mask was going to get called there. Big swipe at about head height from one of the defenders. So I think this is going to be 15 yards and the first down for the Caesars.
Yeah, which is a really disappointing outcome on that play for Northants. They played that well. They had 3 down linemen, and then they send 3 blitzing linebackers, and they read it well and got Welly T in the backfield. It's always disappointing when because if you get the hand goes up to the face, but unless you really grab that face mask and pull it, and obviously we don't have replay here, so I can't see whether that took place. You know, sometimes it's incidental contact with the helmet, and it's going to be costly for the Knights, and they turn what is a great defensive play into a 15-yard gain.
Yeah.
For the Caesars.
Not to be rude to Welly T, but he's not the tallest bloke either. So he's ducked into contact before, and I've had to try and tackle Welly T before. He's ducked into contact, and suddenly your arm is at head height, and there's very little you can do about it. But there we are, 15 yards and a first down for the Caesars. So, tight end in again. Welly T still in the pistol. We're going to hand it off here. No, play action pass. Looking deep, and that is overthrown. Overthrown Elliot Harvey out there on the outside at receiver.
Good tight coverage from Northants on that one. Get a name for number 80, who was right there to defend the pass and needed to be. They're playing man behind and trying to get pressure on Liam. So, you know, when you're playing that tight man coverage, you've got to be up to the job. And it was LeBird Hamilton that was right there to make the play.
Yeah, Caesar's really favouring the play action pass as well. I don't think any of them have been straight dropbacks. I think all of them have been faked to the running back, really trying to draw the linebackers up here. Northants playing with a very deep safety as well, probably 15 yards off here. So I wonder if that's part of it, trying to isolate the middle of the field. We've got a handoff here to Chris Baby. Chris Baby running up. Chris Baby taking the ball, and he's going to be taken down. Oh, ball's out. The ball is out. I can't tell who's got it. Northants are signalling that they have the ball. Let's see what the referees come in and say. But it looks like the Knights may have recovered the ball here. And they do. Knights turn the ball over. We said turnovers were going to be big today. And that is the first turnover of the game.
Well, you felt like they got unlucky on that face mask call. And they nearly had the interception when the ball goes bobbling up into the air on a previous play when Liam went to the air. But they finally get the turnover they need to shut down this drive and keep it a tight game, 7-0. It was a great play originally by the Caesars, some really nice pull blocking, but you know, you've got to keep hold of that ball.
Yep, keeping hold of the ball is step one in the running back teaching lessons. Do not let go of that football. So here we are, Caesars defense going to see what they can do. So we've got a spread trips to the top of the screen. I wonder if the Knights going to pass it here. Got motion into doubles. 4 on the line for the Caesars here, and it is a counter play that is taken down well, absolutely folded there by the defensive lineman.
Yeah, Patterson with nowhere to go on that one. They're trying to do, as you say, that counter play, and then the block coming in from the receiver just to seal the edge and get him free, but Caesars defense having none of it.
Yeah, the key player there, I think, was Henry Scanlon, number 7 on the end. He managed to turn everything up inside him. That running back wanted to bounce right outside of him, but he was like, nope, having none of that. And because he did that, number 93 was able to come across and absolutely fold the running back. So here we are back into this nasty bunch trips. We've got 5 on the line for the Cedars, and it's a drop back pass. He's looking deep for the fade, and it's picked off. That is picked off. Return on the left-hand sideline. We've got some space, and he's going to be taken down at about the 19-yard line.
Again, pressure from that defensive line when the Caesars, they get the ball right back. You know, the Knights get to run one play, and then it's straight back into the Caesars' hands in similar field position to where they actually gave the ball up themselves. So Caesars' defense coming up big. Looked like the ball was hit as the quarterback threw it. Easy interception for 27 on the Caesars. Roscoe will get your name in a second.
Yeah, that was it was either underthrown or he must have been contacted as he let go of that ball, because the ball was well short of the receiver. The receiver probably wanted that 15 yards further down the field because he was running a deep fade.
Harry Johnson on the pick for the Caesars.
So there we are.
Set him up just inside the red zone.
Here we are. We have, that looks like Ben Pugh now in at running back. Absolute bruiser of a running back. Former defensive lineman turned running back, as all defensive linemen I think probably want to do at some point in their careers.
All these players I formerly coached on defence, they're all switching to offence now. Maybe it was something I said as Ben Pugh ploughs up the middle.
Yeah, Pugh ploughing up the middle for a gain of 3 or 4 there. But yeah, like I said, Caesars really deep at running back. So that we've seen Welly T, we've seen Ben Pugh, we've seen multiple other guys really going at running back. And I don't even think this is about half of their rotation here. I think they still got a lot of fresh legs. Chris Baby, there's a lot of fresh legs here for the Caesars. McGovern must find this really easy. Just take the ball, hand it off, go score. There's a counterplay from the Caesars here. Ben Pugh trying to follow his blocks, and he's going to fall forward, and he's going to be, I think, a yard short the first down. We're going to be looking at 3rd and 1 here for the Caesars. Great blocking there on the 2 pull blocks. I think that was Victor Sogsberson for guard, and I couldn't quite see who was pulling out of tackle. But great play there, pulling guard and tackle to go all the way round.
Yeah, you get those big men in front of you, and even if you get past those big pulling offensive line, you then got to tackle Ben Pugh that stands about 230 pounds, 6'1" tall. So physical offense.
Yeah, it looks like the Caesars really trying to push this run game. Both teams actually trying to push the run game, it seems. Northants 3 on the 3 down defensive lineman, and that's a handoff again to Ben Pugh. Ben Pugh cutting it up inside, bending it all the way back to the far side C gap as he picks up the first down there. Looks like we're going to be 1st and goal from about the 5 as we've got a Northants player down.
He's got deceptively quick feet, Ben has, and so he's able to twinkle toe around those big defensive linemen on the ground and find the gap.
As it just so happens, that was exactly how someone described Ben Pugh to me earlier as well. Multiple people have said deceptively quick feet or words to that effect.
We should give him that new nick, that Twinkle Toes. We should just call him that. He's done with it.
Twinkle Toes Pugh. So here we are. We're just going to just wait for this Northants player to get a bit of treatment. So interesting start so far. First quarter 7-0. Caesars very much look in the driving seat of this game, but we've had 1 turnover each from both teams. This game could flip on its head very quickly if the Caesars somehow turn the ball over here. So it looks like the Northants player is up and walking off the field under his own steam. It's always good to see.
Caesars were due to play at home last week as well, I think, but they had to switch the pitch to Loughborough, so disappointed we couldn't bring you a stream. But they came away with a big 50-0 victory over Sandwell. So sets them up nicely for this game. Knights look to be competitive, don't they? They've got some really good athletes. Patterson's one of them. Tyler Gordon at number 6, and we've seen some flashes. But the Caesars defence, just so many talented athletes of their own able to match up.
Karl, if I may chime in.
You may, producer Sean.
Hey, I didn't say it this time. One of my assistant coaches would say, "Don't get bored. You've gotten this far on the ground. Run it."
Speaking of which, they are running it. Counter play for Welly T, taking it up, and he's taken that into the end zone. I believe it's a touchdown. I've not seen it yet. Now we've seen the signal. I was just watching Scott Barnard having a go at one of the DBs on the far sideline there.
Dave Norton, the BAFA founder, is coming over to speak to number 80 on the Knights and just calm everything down. Obviously, the most experienced referee in the country as he founded BAFA. So nice job, Dave.
Yeah, got to go break that up. And here we are. So that's going to be 13-0 for the Cedars with the PAT to come. Let's go to the end zone for the PAT view. Northants not really rushing all that many. The PAT is up and it is good. That is going to be 14-0 to the Cedars.
Danny Johns with the kick. 14-0 is going to script so far, Simon.
Yeah, very much so. Still quarter one, isn't it? I've not.
Yeah.
I have occasionally missed a quarter change while commentating, so I always like to double check.
We're still going in the same direction, so I think we're safe. Although we must be coming up to the end of Q1 because it's been all on the ground, so clock will have kept ticking.
Yeah.
A couple of turnovers in this first quarter, which is real highlight. Great kick return for the opening kick for the Caesars, which really set up that first score. So plenty of action, but just feel like the Knights need to do something on this drive, otherwise it's going to quickly get out of hand.
Yeah, Caesars really starting to tighten the screws here on this game. I think they're going to be hoping for a big return, much like the Caesars did, to kick-start this drive. I think as much as they want to keep it on the ground, I think they've only got a couple of running backs, and they're going to start getting tired over the course of the game. So I think they're really going to want to make sure they get a score on this drive. It does. I say that, and it sometimes does feel like the old "whoever scores the most points will win the game" comment. But
Can't go wrong with that with Simon as a commentator.
no, sometimes just say the obvious. Always works. So here we are, Caesars to kick off. Unconventional kickoff formation as well for the Caesars. They don't seem to do anything conventionally at times.
Not on special teams. They've got this sort of stack set, and then they kick it wide in the end.
So that's gone, and it's bounced through the back of the end zone, and it's going to go for a touchback. Northants seemingly not really wanting to return that.
A lot of movement for nothing. Touchback.
I mean, if you're a special teams coach, would you prefer a touchback?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd
if I got a touchback every play, it's fine with me.
Yeah.
Give the guys a breather.
So here we are, Caesars defense coming back out. And who have we got? We've still got number 7, Henry Scanlon, captain Andrew Wilkins, number 22 at linebacker. Believe that's Mickey Fisher now actually in at deep safety. I'm contractually obliged to call him old at this point, as I always do when Mickey's playing.
As the playoffs become closer and closer, you'll see teams in the hunt keeping starters on for longer because points allowed is a tiebreaker in our league.
Here we are, empty for the Knights, and it looks like we've got a jet motion, and it is a jet sweep, and it's turned back inside. He's got nowhere to go, and I think there's 11 Nottingham Caesars jerseys there to take that ball down. Oh, flag coming out late. I'm not entirely sure what that one was for because...
we can't hear the whistle.
Yeah, that's probably it, isn't it?
The timing of that would suggest it's probably something on the defence, but the position, maybe it's a hold. Tyler Gordon on the run there. Here's our official. Now they are going to go face mask against the Caesars, so it was something at the end of that play.
Yeah. Again, we talked about it earlier. Sometimes it's not even as forcible contact as such. You stick a hand out, particularly in a pile like that, and they just catches it, and that's it.
Yeah.
15 yards.
And as a former defensive player, it is frustrating, but it's gone both ways. There's been face mask calls now on both teams.
Yeah, I can definitely speak as a nose tackle. Stick a hand out, accidentally grab the face mask, and you're like, great, what was I supposed to do there?
Come on, the ref. Yeah, exactly. You don't know where that head's going to end up.
No. So here we are, quads flow to the top of your screen here for the Knights. Going to shift out. We're going to see this quick rocket screen here, do you think? Two at the point.
Going.
Yeah, there's only 2 DBs over there.
Again, they just haven't got... we know what they want to do, and if we're reading it up here, you can guarantee the defence are reading it down there, and they're just mistiming the throw.
Yeah, that one was just led a bit in front of number 14, the receiver there. So it does look like they're trying to play the numbers game here, the Knights are. There's still 2 DBs out there, and they had 2 blockers and a receiver. I mean, if you're going to play the numbers game, you're going to play the numbers game. You've just got to complete that pass out to the sideline.
Karl, you alluded to this earlier, though. If you're going to throw the ball 20 yards, probably throw it more than a foot forward.
Exactly. And, you know, they've obviously had success in a previous game running that, but as the defences, Nottingham Caesar's defence has got such speed, even if they're lined off and you think you have something, it will close quickly.
Here we are again. There's 2 to the top screen. Oh, it's the fake screen, throwing it up down the sideline, and that is almost caught. Almost go through 2 DB's hands and then through the receiver's hands. That could have been a big play there for the Knights if the receiver hauls that in, because there's no one behind him to go for the touchdown.
So they're trying to run that thing, and the Titans do this really well, where you know on first down you go with a little shoulder twitch, or you give the ball off on that long screen pass, and then you try and go over the top. But Mickey Fisher was right there to at least distract the receiver and knock it down. Should have had a pick, really. Good position for that.
Yeah, it would have been a good position for a pick, and a lot of open space to return it into as well. So here we are, 3rd and 10 for the Knights after 2 incomplete passes. So again, we've got the bunch trip, so we're going to motion this out. Looks like they're not. Looks like they're going to snap the ball. Ball is snapped, and it's handed off, and it's absolutely wrapped up in the backfield. There was nowhere to go on that play.
Elliot Jeffrey, defensive lineman for the Caesars, coming in there and just stuffing it. Great job from him, and they just beat his blocker at the point of attack. Running back had no chance.
No, 0 chance going anywhere. That looks like a lot. Is that a loss of 8? 7? Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, they're lining up in that sort of shotgun formation and running back slightly behind the quarterback, so if you can catch him quick. As we come to the end of Q1.
So yeah, it looks like we finally got to the end of the first quarter. Long first quarter, actually. What time are we on? About 33 minutes for a lot of running.
14-0 here. If you just joined us on the stream, welcome along. Nottingham Caesars 14, Northants Knights 0. Last time these 2 teams met was a 32-9 win to the Caesars, and they're on track for a similar score this time round. Northants going to have to punt here, 4th and 18. After a great play from Elliot Jeffrey.
Yeah, so here we go. Ball snapped back, bit low, heavy pressure, and the ball is kicked away. And it is, it's come up a bit short, but it's going to take a nice bounce. It's going to roll down to about the 22, 23 yard line. So, there we are. Caesars again managing to get a stop here, keeping that that goose egg on the board there for the Knights.
Had a couple of turnovers in this game. You just hope Northants, if they might actually get a turnover themselves to make this game close.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want a turnover sooner rather than later as well. They're going to be looking to try and get the ball as deep in the Caesars territory as possible, because I think Northants probably only on about 40, 50 yards total offence through the first quarter. I think if we take out the negative plays as well, maybe looking a little bit higher. But overall, they've not really shown that they can string together a drive. They've put together a few good plays, get a couple of first downs, but not strung together a drive yet. Huge hole there on the offensive on the defensive line. They've got the linebacker stood there, but big pressure on Liam McGovern, and he rolls out, and he's going to be taken down for the sack. Tried to get around number 4 there of the Knights, but it's taken down for the sack.
Liam again on that sort of naked bootleg play, and when you run that, you run the risk. Well, actually, they ran a blitz off the edge, 31 coming, and Liam manages to get past him, but then number 4 for Northants did a nice job of just waiting for the quarterback to make a move and just brought him down. Yeah,
very much so. He settled outside, said to Liam, if you want to beat me outside, try and go for it. You're not going to do it, and he did not do it. So here we are. Caesar's going to be really behind the sticks now. That's going to be about 2nd and 17. I think it was a deep drop Liam took on the bootleg. And that's a handoff. Oh no. It's going to be, I presume it's going to be a false start or a timeout. No one's thrown a flag. This is really where we could do with having some officials mic'd up. Because right now, I have no idea what's going on.
It was Jose Roscoe who made that sack just to give him a call out. It looks like we think it's a defensive timeout on the field here.
So there we are, timeout taken just before the snap of the ball.
They got them backed up behind the sticks, and sometimes the DC will want to have a quick chat with his defence and just say, look, we need to step up now, and here's how I want it done. You can see defensive coordinator there speaking to his defensive captain on the field, number 1.
Yeah, so here we are. Northants coming out with a more typical defensive line formation now. Just the old 43 over. Trips to the top of the screen for the Caesars, and it's a drop back play action pass. McGovern throws it deep, and it is somehow hauled in by number 87, and he's taken down by the shoestrings. He was well behind that ball, and he manages to come back and basically pick it off from in front of the DB.
They knew where the play was going. Wayne Gums, number 1 for was an ex-Falcons player. He was right there to try and defend that, but it was a really nice play coming back to the ball to make the reception. And Northants again giving up too many yards on that one, put them in a manageable 3rd down situation.
Yeah, I think we're going to be about 3rd down and 7 here, looking at where the chains are, and let's see what the Caesars can do.
Ben Harrison ex-NTU on the catch on that one.
I was just about to say we're going to go to the air again, I presume, but thank you for cutting me off as we go on the ground. And he's going to be, I think he's going to be just short. We're going to be looking at a 4th and 1. So I wonder what Coach Warner's going to go for here. Do you think he's going to go for it on his own 30-yard line? Or are they going to bring the punt team out? I think they're bringing the punt team out by the looks of it.
Well, Liam's still in.
Oh no, sorry, that is Chris Baby in there. I thought I saw Liam jog off.
You got that big offensive line, Northants. This is the chance now. You need to crowd that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of guys in the box there. Oh, there was that a jump. I can't see the flag thrown, but I presume it was. Liam hoys it up, and it is incomplete. But
it was a free play, flag down, and they got him on the hard count, Simon. Yeah, you called it. I mean, it was needed the yards. Liam got him on the hard count.
Well, I think 4th and 1, go for the hard count. If they don't jump, great. You can either take the delay game, take time out, punt the ball away. I think they had Chris Baby in the backfield to lead up at fullback, and I didn't see who the other running back was, but I think run, pass, or hard count, all of them on there for the Caesars. But it looks like they're going to pick up 5 yards and the 1st down. So Caesars not fully driving at the moment. A couple of penalties. Getting to 4th down, you would kind of hope that they're getting 2nd down, 3rd down conversions. But this drive, still going well. They're still keeping the ball. Drawing time off the clock as well, which I think when the Northants team want to run the ball, they want as much time on the clock as possible. So here we are. We've got trips to the top of your screen, small little bunch, and that is... Liam takes it himself. It looks like a read option. And Liam is going to be taken down for maybe a loss of 1. No gain. Let's see where they mark the ball up.
Got no blocking on that backside for Liam if that is a design run option. I know he's reading off the defensive end, sees the defensive end go to the running back, so he's going to keep it himself, go the other side. But there's nothing there for him on that one. It was really well defended by Northants.
I think the issue is Northants are playing this 34 defensive line. He's reading the defensive end, but he's still got that overhang outside backer. And I think if he's read the wrong guy and he's read the defensive end rather than the outside backer, well, even if he does keep it, he's still got a guy to beat.
In his face, yeah, exactly.
Here we are, straight handoff up the middle to Ben Pugh, who's going to be taken down after a gain of about 2 or 3. So yeah, if it was a read option, I think maybe he's just read the wrong guy there. If it wasn't, and he's just kind of just pulled it himself and decided to go for it, yeah, I think a lack of blocking there. Looks like we got a Caesars player down on the field.
A lot of ex-Falcons players on this Knights team. You got Patterson at running back, that producer Sean identified earlier on. You've got Abansky playing at number 7. People remember him from the old Coventry University team that took him all the way to the Premiership when he was playing quarterback for them. He's in, playing defence for Northants. And Wayne Gums, who's been around a number of years, also playing some defence for the Knights today, ex-Falcon player. So lots of ex-Falcons on this team. We hope our Nottingham Caesars friend is okay here. See if we can get you a number for him.
I think it was number 60, but I can't be sure.
Hopefully that'll get sorted quickly, because you see Coach Grant there right in the middle of your screen, offensive coordinator. Grant, you have to say, he's been responsible for a lot of the recruitment. He's a very active coach, isn't he? And a lot of the recruitment, actually, he came in, does work for University of Nottingham, does work for the GB squad as well. He's a real kind of data-driven guy, but has also become increasingly a really good, strong coach and a great OC with a good scheme. But his contribution in that off-season and during the early part of this season, bringing those players in, really, really positive in doing that.
Yeah, and this is what we said earlier, huge recruitment, not just from university ranks, but from GB ranks as well, other adult teams. And you do have to say that Grant has done a lot of that recruitment. He's sent out a lot of messages, getting people to come and play for the Caesars. So yeah, I think we've seen it pay dividends as well. 6-0 so far in the season. Hopefully going to be 7-0 at the end of this game. So I think the rest are just going to sort themselves out, and then we're going to get back to it. So here we are. It looks like trips again to the top of your screen. It looks like the Knights are going to be playing one-man coverage here. Yeah, and that's heavy pressure. And Welly T manages to break out of one tackle, break out of two tackles. How does he do it? And he's going to go, and I think he's picked the first down up there.
Yeah, and that's just great individual running and just yards after contact from Welly T. They had it read. I mean, they overloaded that strong side of the offensive line, and they knew the ball was going in their direction, did the Knights, but they just can't bring him down. First down.
First down. I must admit, like I've said, I've had previous experience of trying to tackle Welly T. It's not fun. You think you've got him, and then suddenly he's ducked and he's halfway down the field.
Some of those people, they don't weigh a lot, but the muscle density,
yes.
When they hit you, you really feel it, don't you? You can just tell the difference between some runners that are like that. Will Hobbs was a runner like that. When you try and bring him down, he would bring a load as well.
Yeah, he would. I remember having to play a season with him at quarterback many years ago at the University of Nottingham when they ran the Wilcat. Here we are, play action pass, pressure in Liam's face, steps up, manages to dodge one, and he does not dodge the second. He's taken down for the sack. Number 7 there, I think that's Abansky, from reading the back of his jersey earlier for the Knights.
Spot on, nice job. Abansky's a hell of an athlete. He's a very fast guy. He's played receiver for Coventry. He's still got his old Falcons lid. You can see played receiver, played quarterback, and now playing the linebacker. And gets Liam down on the second try.
So there we are. That was great pressure as well by the defensive lineman. I think without that, none of the rest of that play happens, because he's made Liam step up, worry about the pressure, and give the rest of them time to get there. It's often what it is with defensive linemen. If you get one guy there, the entire play starts to break down. There's not as much time for the quarterback to do anything, and suddenly the rest of the guys can flow in. Northants back in this really strange defensive formation. Multiple guys on one side towards the running back. And Liam's going to get taken down again, beaten around the outside. I think that was a hold, so I think they're going to... I think they're probably going to just take the sack here.
Back-to-back sacks. Nice job from the Knights. Defense, Bansky gets one. And then we will get you a name for number 90 coming in from the other side. You need to tighten up on that offensive line.
Yeah, it looked like one beaten through the guard and then one beaten round the outside on the tackle as well. Left-hand side of that line, really struggling at the moment on this drive.
Justin Cannonier on the sack for Northants.
I'm glad you're going for the name pronunciations today and not me. So here we are. Caesars looking like they're going to punt. Although I'm not sure where from, because the Caesars line up well back and now they're walking forward to take the punt. Punting away from their own 37-yard line here. Their own 36-yard line here. Referee's just having a bit of a conflab and sorting out where they actually want to put the ball.
Decline a penalty as well, so...
Yeah, I'd take the sack there rather than do a hold 10 yards and give them another shot, third down. We've seen that this Caesars team throughout the season can score in any one play, so I think if you get them to a point where they're going to punt, Make them punt. Oh no, sorry.
Liam's
Third. Is this third down? Have I got confused
I
with
believe
third
it's
and
third
fourth?
down.
It is third down.
Play it. Blown dead. Timeout. Northants to have a think about this third down. They've sent the pressure twice. You remember that timeout earlier on in the drive where the defensive coordinator is making some adjustments. He's brought on some additional athletes. You know, Bansky's in there, and now he's sending the pressure. This is all good coaching from the Knights. They need to stop this drive because you go 3 scores ahead, you know, your heads just go down. The offensive game plan just completely goes out the window. You just got to put the ball up and try and come back. But the Knights need to get a stop here and get this ball back. So a crucial play for them.
Yeah, especially when the Knights are really wanting to go for the run game here. I think you've got to keep it within 2 scores at all times. I think you've got a chance in this game. But yeah, while we've got time out, we'd just like to thank our sponsors. We have sponsors for today. UK American football scene Britball for All looks to bring everything from the latest news, fixtures, latest scores, results and pictures from the domestic American Football League, covering the adult, senior, women's, youth and junior disciplines. They have your Britball needs covered on Facebook. United Kingdom Drone Services are based in the East Midlands. United Kingdom Drone Services are fully qualified in RTK Mapping, confined space surveys, roof surveys and industrial inspections. Whether it's residential, commercial or industrial, contact United Kingdom Drone Services for all your surveying needs. And finally, the Pizza Box, Nottingham's finest wood-fired pizzas. Event catering tailored to your needs. Weddings, birthday parties, hen and stag do's, festivals and any other celebrations. Find them on Instagram, Facebook and at thepizzabox.uk. So here we are, Caesar's coming back out, and it's going to be third and about 20-something, I think, here. Do you think they're just going to run, get some yards and put the ball away, or do you think Liam's going to try and put this ball up and go score?
He's going to try it.
Here we are, ball going. Oh, ball nearly went up and then stopped halfway through. I wondered if the play had been blown dead momentarily with how Liam reacted, but the play is going to be incomplete. That's going to be 4th down and about 22 for the Caesars.
They had a cover 2 man in, did Northants. They sent less pressure that time, still managed to get some pressure on Liam, but they had good defending down the field. Liam did look to go deep, then saw the safety there, came underneath trying to get the ball to Ben Harrison, but incomplete. And that's what the Knights needed. Turnover, get the ball back, hopefully some decent field position for their own offense.
Yeah, very much so. Let's see what happens on the punt here. I think Caesars punted once today and it was a decent punt. So let's see what they do here. Andrew Wilkins in at long snapper. Always a very difficult job, long snapper. I say, as a former long snapper.
Well, I used to do it before Wilkins took over. So you're looking at, you know, a success.
Generations of long snappers.
I know, just, you know, snappers are people too, people.
So here we are.
Karl, it was harder back then because the ball was shaped differently.
Exactly.
How old you were.
So easy now.
The punt is up and it takes a Northants bounce. Caesar's just going to let that roll down to about 29-yard line by the looks of it. Northants player got very close to that as well. I wondered if he was going to try and pick it up. But no, settle on that and it's going to be marked at the 30.
Right, Knights, you have some time. You scored in the last game. You want to get Patterson the ball and get that running game going, and then you've got some talent. They've been trying to get Tyler Gordon into the game. Adam Dodds put the ball up a few times, trying to get that screen pass going. So they just need to get something together here and string some plays together, as you said earlier, Simon, and get moving.
Yeah, that counterplay they've been running has worked a couple of times. Jet sweeps were not working so much. I think they need to figure out which plays and isolate 2 or 3 plays that they want to run and go with them. Oh, and there's a flag down, but play not blown dead. I'm not entirely sure what that would have been, but it looks like it's going to be a pickup of a few yards there.
Could be a legal formation, someone covering someone off the line, on the line, sort of thing.
Yeah,
you sometimes get out with that tray. That's the voice of producer Sean.
Producer Sean Endicott. So we're just going to wait and see what the officials are going to have a decision on. Could have been an offside. They're going over and talking to the Knights coaching staff as if they've got to make a decision.
I don't know whether there was someone in the neutral zone. There were Caesars lined up very close to that bunch formation.
Yeah, so that could be it. Just a helmet peeking over.
Yeah, they're going to give him the 5, so I think that's what it was. I think it was number 9.
Yeah, there we are. Looks like neutral zone infraction signalled.
I think it was Danny Johns just too close to that trait. They were sort of standing off it, but you can see now how close they are.
Yeah.
Even now, they end on the bottom of the screens, lined up in the neutral zone.
So here we are, and we've got full shift here from the bunch trips. Caesar's moving across the match. I wonder if they're again trying to play a numbers game, see where they go. And it's a counter play, carried, big hole up the sideline, and he's taken down there. That looked like, was that Mickey Fisher in there, number 32, coming to clean that up.
Tyler Gordon with a really nice block, number 6 for Northants on the outside, just to create that corridor. You know, you want to get on that cornerback so he can't come up in that secondary force, and you just have that corridor that the running back can exploit.
Yeah, very much so. It looks like a gain of 10 yards there.
Good blocking, well executed. That's what they needed.
Like we said, isolate a couple of plays at work and then just let's keep going back to them for the Knights. I think they're going to come back to that in a few plays' time. Here we are. They're still sticking with this formation, the tight bunch. Number 20 in at running back here. And we're going to see what happens. And it is a drop back pass. And it's thrown into the flat and just short of number 6 there. So
trying to get the ball to Tyler Gordon on that one.
Yeah, Tyler Gordon really seems to be a playmaker. Run and pass. They're really trying to target him with the ball. Going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Knights.
I can hear my coach Rob's voice echoing in my head. Don't get bored. Keep doing what's working. They're moving on the ground with this motion, with this trips, with the moving around to get numbers advantages. And then I have, 3 incomplete screen passes. Not caught and tackled. Incomplete. I'd tag that one away and save it for the next day.
Yeah.
The voice of producer Sean.
Shut up.
And it is a run to the outside, sweeps the outside, but well taken down there. That looked like Chris Hutchinson, number 99, the home wrecker, coming in to tackle number 20.
Home wrecker. You know things we don't. Thomas Barrett on the run for Northants. We've got Twinkle Toes on the Caesars. Now we've got Home Wrecker. More nicknames.
More nicknames.
Stay tuned for more nicknames.
Sometimes having an ex-player doesn't help when it comes to doing the commentary. So we're going to be 3rd and 9 here for the Knights.
Rotating in the running backs, Olapuna now in the backfield for the Knights.
Yeah, are we going to hand the ball off to him? And we are. It looks like a counter, guard, tackle, pull. He's got space to the outside. Is he going to get first down here? He is. He's going to slip up the sideline. He's going to take the ball out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
Such a great block on the edge by that man again, Tyler Gordon, to seal that defender in who's coming up to play that force and release Olapuna on the run.
Yeah.
Really well done, Tyler Gordon, on that.
I think at the moment, if Northants Knights were wanting an MVP for the game, you've got to say it's Tyler Gordon. He's doing everything. You want him to run. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and get him to pass the ball soon with how he's playing.
Into Knights, into Caesars territory now, deep into their half.
Yeah, their best shot of the day here to go and get some points.
And you need them. They're going to want to continue to execute well.
So here we are. We've got the running back to the same side as the trips. Normally they've been the opposite side of the trips. So, here we go.
Heard you.
Northants seemingly going to do everything that I say so far today. What we're going to go with, and it looks like it's just going to be a sweep to the outside. That's great. Field coming down there, and he's going to get tackled and taken down. 3, 4, 5 Caesars jerseys around him there.
That's what you need. Gang tackling, getting to the ball. They're beginning to just disrupt the timing just with numbers. Mickey Fisher coming in and making a good play just to be that alley player, just not giving the running back any place to go.
Yeah, number 30 for the Caesars coming down. The last 2 plays, both of them being sweeps, he's filled down and absolutely filled the hole that the running back wanted to take, but there's just nobody further outside to go and tackle him.
Looks like my man Isaac Sarr, the ex-NTU linebacker there, but I'll just check the numbers for you on that.
I think that'd be right. It looks like he's wearing an NTU helmet. Are we going to get the sweep again? No, we're going to get the counter again. Olapuna going to take that and taken down in the backfield. I just don't think he could get going. I think the tackle and the tight end seems to take too long to come all the way across.
Bobbled snap didn't help.
It's Jack Rice in number 30. No wonder he's making all those plays. Well, is it Jack? I don't know, because that looks like Isaac to me, number 30. I think it is Isaac. Yeah, it is. It's Isaac Sarr, number 30. I don't know what number Jack's wearing today. He was wearing 33, but that's gone elsewhere. So, yeah, Isaac Sarr in number 30 making 2 back-to-back plays. You can't keep going to the well, can you, Simon?
No.
I mean, the defences react and they adjust quickly. And 3 times they've gone to that play, and are they going to try it again, or going to try someone else?
Yeah, so... Oh, there we are. I was about to say, running back same size as Trips, and now he's moved.
Counter pull.
Oh, now the Trips are going to move. I wonder what they... I think they're trying to just see what the Caesars adjust to here. It's drop back pass. Seems to be a little smash concept, and it's just completely overthrown the receiver, even overthrown the DB there, Cameron Murray.
Just immediate pressure there from the Caesars. No time for Dodds to do anything with that ball.
Cameron needs one of his drones to catch that one.
Yeah. So here we are. Northants really trying to knock on the door of the Caesars. But I think they're a few yards short of the first down here. They're really going to want to convert this one. But yeah, they've seen the counterplay a few times now this season. I think number 93, the defensive lineman, has picked that up, and he just followed the tackle straight down the line. And of course, once you follow the tackle, there's no one there to block you.
That's Elliot Jeffrey, 93, who's had a really good series.
So here we are. Trips motioning. Defensive line moving. A lot of adjustments in this game pre-snap. And we're going to go for another pass. Huge pressure as he lufts it up over the middle, and that is incomplete. That was 4th down. So that's a turnover here for the Caesars defense, keeping that 0 on the board for the Knights.
Elliot Jeffrey again off the edge. That was a fantastic series for him. He's the one that shut down those option runs, those counter plays, and then coming in with the pressure on Dodds, has to get rid of the ball early, turnover on downs.
Yeah.
So it all comes to naught for the Knights on that drive. It was promising to start with, but that Nottingham Caesars defence really stiffened once they got into the red zone.
Yeah, very much so. I think the Knights seem to have about 2 or 3 plays that they like and seem to be working, but they seem to run the same one play after play after play. They need to start rotating between them, mixing it up. But they can stay in the same formation. They're running the sweep out of that formation. They're running the counter out of that formation. I think they're just running the same play too many times, back to back. But here we are. Offset eye for the Caesars. McGovern in at quarterback. He's going to hope not to go for back-to-back sacks here.
That's a deep safety.
And it is a screen pass to the outside, and he's going to get taken down. I think that's Ben Harrison, number 87. Sorry, I've just watched one of the DBs get absolutely cleared out by one of the offensive linemen. I think that is an offensive lineman's dream. Just staring down a DB in open space going, I can hit you and there's nothing you can do about this.
Yeah, he did his job on the block, but unfortunately the key block that was needed on that was out on the edge, and it was just missed, so nowhere for Ben Harrison to go. It was looking for a block from Elliot Harvey, number 20, on the edge there, just to release Ben Harrison, but I couldn't make that key block.
No, I think it was good fill as well by the secondary DB there for the Knights. He managed to come straight down when he worked out that it was going to be some sort of bubble or rocket screen. And this is a handoff here, and he's still on his feet somehow, but I think that's going to be a loss of yards there for the Caesars. So not an incomplete pass, but may as well have been on first down, went nowhere. Second down going backwards, third down. You can presume they're going to look to try and throw this one up.
Yeah, they've rotated Niall Simpson into the backfield now with Liam, the ex-Loughborough player. Well, not ex-Loughborough, he's probably still playing for Loughborough, will be playing for the next season. MVP in the Div 1 game for Bucks. But the voice of our producer Sean says he may have just graduated.
I think he just graduated. He was in his final year as far as I remember.
Did someone say Panic Masters? So here we are, and it is going to be that naked boot again. McGovern looking deep, and he throws to the sideline. That's a great bat down by number 31 there. I think it was going to be too big for Elliot Harvey. Even if he called it, I think he's going to be off the sideline. But it looks like the Caesars are going to go 3 and out here.
Jonathan Creek made a really nice play out of the defensive back for Northants rolled out as the quarterback rolled out, he rolled out with him, and they had over the top coverage, and Jonathan Creek was the man underneath. I think it would have been nice to have a pick there.
Yeah,
It's always nice to get a pick on the sideline, straight down the sideline,
Karl,
just a little bit over his head.
You know Liam better than I do. What's his range when it comes to a corner pass like that downfield? How far could he reasonably get it?
He's got a medium to long arm. I mean, he's not got the biggest cannon, but he can get 15, 20 yards. He can make.
Because when you're rolling out to the right, throwing a corner route, you really need to get some zip on there.
Absolutely.
The punt was nearly blocked after the voice of our producer, Sean Endicott. And it's a short punt, and it's going to take a Caesar's roll.
I will mute your microphone. I got another one right here. I'll plug it in.
Those threats coming from producer Sean.
So here we are. Northampton going to take over with probably their second best field position, or even their best starting field position of the day, I think, just by halfway. Obviously, we've not got a game clock, but we've got to presume that it's starting to run down now. We were at 12:33 when we completed the first quarter. We've just ticked past 1 o'clock. A few more incomplete passes this quarter, though, so I wonder whether we've got a few minutes left here in the second quarter.
Barrett in the number 20, Thomas Barrett is in with Dodd in the backfield.
Got an orbit motion here, and it is going to be a handoff to Barrett, who gets hawked down from behind.
That is a brilliant play from veteran linebacker Andrew Wilkins, who you said earlier, Simon, about the blistering pace that Andrew Wilkins has.
I was just about to bring that back up.
Yeah, and you're quite right. What a great play. Well done, Andrew.
Well, Karl, you'd say you could maybe explain this in better terms than I, but a lot of the time the motion tells you where the ball's going, and he just tracked that. He could tell where that was going, followed the gap behind the pulling guard, and made that from behind trailing.
And what you're waiting for is you're trusting that you teach the players to chase from behind, not chase to the corner or chase where you think the running back's going to go, but chase it down from behind. You're trusting that the force player is going to come up, turn the play back inside, or at least ensure that runner has to slow down, and then you can make the tackle. Wilkins did a brilliant job.
Speaking of game clock, 2-minute warning here in the first half. 2-minute warning. Do we think Northants going to go to the air a bit more here now? They both teams got 2 timeouts left by the looks of the signals from the officials, so
Got nothing to lose, and you've got some athletes and you've got some speed on that team. You've got the likes of a Bansky that's quick. I don't know whether they'd ever put him in at offense. You've got Tyler Gordon, who's got good speed. It's whether Dodd trusts his arm and they can overcome the pressure of this defensive line.
yeah, trying to hold this defensive line in seems to be the issue in the pass game at the moment. We're going to see what they do here. It looks like it's going to be that counter play, and Barrett is going to be taken down from behind. I think that's number 97, Sammy Robertson, coming in there, the current or former Loughborough player. Again, sorry, I don't know if you've graduated or not.
We don't know your exam results.
So there we are, taken down, and we are going to be, if Sean could move the camera up so I could double check what the chains say.
Theo did a good job on the defensive end there. Theodore Okachukwuwu did a really nice job of just taking on that initial block, slowing the runner down so that pursuit could come in from the backside.
Yeah, everyone talks about, pursue down from the backside, great play from them, but they never realise it's the front side player that's let them do that. Huge pressure here from the Caesars, straight up the middle, and the quarterback just throws it at the floor.
That's been the story for Adam Dodd the whole game. I mean, he's just not had any time at all.
How was that not grounding?
I think technically there was a receiver who'd come across the middle.
That question from our producer, sure.
That's definitely grounding. I mean, come on. Maybe there was he intentionally grounded it. He had the intent to ground it, regardless of where anyone on the field was. He just didn't want to get sacked.
Maybe there was a player in the area. It did look like there was a player in the area.
I think someone had come across the middle, which is probably why. I think intentional grounding's thrown very little actually in the British League.
Let's be honest. That's because I think they get some leeway on what's intentional.
Yeah.
I had to ask a ref the other day: is there such thing as unintentional grounding?
Oh, so there we are. There was pressure. Oh, yeah. There was a late push there by number 95 on the punter. So I think I think it's only going to be 5 yards. I don't think it's going to be 15 because he didn't hit the plant leg.
Wasn't a clean take by the Caesars player either. So
I was distracted checking if the flag was coming in, and I didn't even see that one.
Ball went straight through his hands. anyway, it's not going to matter. Ball's coming back.
It's either going to. I think it's either going to come back and go forward 5 yards, which would still put them at about 4th and 10, or it's going to go 5 yards back from the spot of the recovery. I'm not entirely sure which. Fortunately, if we've got the founder of BAFA here, I'm sure he can.
We trust in you, Dave.
He
Dave
can figure out
Norton
what's
can
going
sort
on.
it out.
So it does look like, from the signals of the officials, they're going to take it back 5 yards from the point of recovery. Yeah, not a smart play there from the Caesars. Just punter had got the ball away well, and then he just pushed the punter. And even though he's got rid of the ball, a good second or more before, he's still got that protection. He's still not allowed to touch him. So, what are we expecting? Fades. 4 verticals here from the Caesars. Throw the ball down the field.
Oh, run it. Go in at the half. Yeah, you don't need to. But, quick turnover by Knights and they get it in the end zone. You don't need that. So they are going to just hand it off.
They are going to hand it off to Welly T by the looks of it. And he's going to take that for a good gain of about 7-8 yards. Sorry, excuse me, 9 yards there. Almost at the first down. The Caesars going to go into the hurry up. They've still got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, you want to see what you get in this first couple of plays, and then if you do make some yards, then you can open up the playbook maybe to the pass.
Timeout taken here by the Caesars offense.
So they do want more. Got a chance, I guess, to go 3 scores up just before the half. Nice momentum. It's been no scoring in this second quarter so far for the Caesars. There's 14 points coming in Q1. So
I think if you know that the Knights are going to receive the ball to start the second half, getting a score now would be big. Making it that 3-score game. Suddenly, 2-score games always feel like, we're still in it. One score and then a turnover, and we're in it. 3-score games are, I think, a much different sort of philosophy on the game. At that point, you're really starting to feel the desperation, because it's not just one lucky break and a score. It's suddenly probably going to be 2 lucky breaks and a score. And so far, I don't think the chips are quite fallen the Knights' way so far today.
taking their time with this timeout and getting the ball placement right. It's going to be second and short after that Welly T run.
I'm about to say, I've spent a bit of time around Coach Grant. I think this could be a shot play. I wonder if he goes, okay, we're probably going to pick up the third and short on the run if we need to. Why not take a shot down the field?
Only a single safety back.
Here we are, Liam looking up, looking deep, and it is broken up. Double coverage there. Basically thrown straight at the post safety.
Yeah, 9 and 19 back for the... it was Joshua Cooper was one of the defenders back there, and both of them in really good position. Ben Harrison straight into double coverage. No chance for that.
We haven't heard Josh's name much. Oliver Teston, is he playing today?
I don't think he's here. I haven't seen him today.
Because he's been the most dynamic receiver for the team.
He has been the most dynamic receiver for the team. And that's the voice of producer Sean Endicott.
Producer Sean.
I don't know where this started, but I hope it ends soon.
And it looks like, is Welly T going to pick up? Yeah, he's just going to pick up the first down.
Get that timeout going. Oh, first down clock stops. And there's an injury.
Yeah, Northants just helping their players up there. Just double checking up on the rules from producer Sean Endicott. So here we are. First down and 10 from what's going to be the 27-yard line. I'm just waiting for the officials to stop walking around.
Nice to see a comment from Neil McMaster. I mean, old mate Neil, nice to see you on the stream, Neil. Showing that, saying, the Knights are a decent team and can compete with most D1 teams, but believes that the Caesars and the Chester Romans are at a different level at this point in the season. Yeah. Keep those comments coming. If you've got anything to say, we can see the chat on the stream. So feel free to let us know your thoughts on the game.
I'm about to say I'd probably agree with that at this point.
Certainly the
Caesars
scores
and the
reflect
Romans,
that,
are really. I think both those teams, the Caesars and the Romans, they've got to play twice. So
starting end of the season. Yeah,
it's going to come down to what happens in those two games. I think for who wins this division. Obviously, the seedings for the playoffs is not just from the division, but from all 3 divisions. So really, you're looking to beat all the other teams as well. But if you win your own division first, that's big. Drop back pass here from Liam. He's looking down the sideline. It looked like to be a hitch and go, and that is picked off. I believe that's going to be picked off by the Northants Knights DB. That is number 9. We shouted him out earlier, and I've forgotten your name.
That is great coverage, in a perfect position. They get the one-to-one look that Liam was looking for, that one-to-one look to use the height of Ben Harrison over the top. But Bailey McFall does a really nice job on the interception. And a late turnover. This is the risk if you try and go for it.
It is the risk you play. But with what we've seen so far from the Knights, I don't think you're worried about them chucking the ball down the field. I know one bus coverage can send you all the way down the field, but I'd trust the defence here. If I was a defensive coach, I'd be saying, yeah, throw it up. We'll not let them score. Do what you want.
They've played well so far.
Yeah, they have indeed. That defensive line getting a lot of pressure, and they're going to need to get some more now. We presume they're going to go to the air, which inevitably means this will be the counterplay. Oh no, they are going to the air. There is pressure. And that's caught, number 14. I think that's the first completed pass of the day for the Knights. It's going to be taken down just short of halfway. You presume they're probably going to take a timeout around now.
We're trying to get the screen to Magiro. That's number 14 for the Knights, is Callis Magiro. And that's his first reception, although they've tried to get to him a number of times. Chaos, sorry, not Callis. Chaos Magiro on the reception.
So the Knights looking 46 yards for pay dirt here. No idea what their field goal unit's like, so we're going to presume that they're going to be looking touchdown or bust.
They have a good kicker, but in this game, kicking comes down to can you block, can you snap, can you hold. The D-line for the Seas have been doing a good job all day. Probably hard to get kicks off.
And the silence there.
The analysis from producer Sean. We're enjoying ourselves, Sean.
You are.
So it looks like Olapuna in the backfield. We've got Tyler Gordon there. Oh, and I think that's going to get called false start because 76 moved. Even though 4 defensive linemen for the Caesars moved, I think 76 moved, and that'll be enough.
I like that the center hasn't moved his feet. He waited till 5 seconds after the flag. I haven't even moved my feet.
I think as a centre, you just get really annoyed that you've got down there, got hold of the ball, got ready, and then
It's not effort to get up and down at our size. I don't want to be getting up for nothing.
Oh, exactly.
You've played center before, right? So it's, you get there, you want to play.
My final ever snap came at centre.
How'd that go?
Another kind of snap.
Ouch.
How's that going, by the way?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Playoff run?
No, I am very, very happily retired now. I sit at home and my body doesn't ache all week.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah. First time in nearly 10 years. It's
One of my
been
players
great.
said when you play American football, ages your body about 4 years for everyone.
I think most linemen will agree with that.
That player was a running back, so I think it's true for that position as well.
I think 3 years.
Knights are going to pick up the first here by the looks of things on that
wow.
penalty into Caesar's territory towards the dying minutes ticking away in this second half. Chance to put something on the board maybe.
Yeah, I think Dodd's really going to want to try and throw this up. They've tried sort of a smash concept, a spot concept. I'm not quite entirely sure because they seem to have run a corner from the point of the trips and then an out and then a sort of sit route. So I can only presume it's supposed to be spot, but not run how you would typically see it. It's a swing pass. It looks like it's the outside, and he's going to get out of bounds. He does. Stops the clock. Gain of about 3 or 4 there.
Wilkins showing good pace again, getting to the sideline from his interior linebacker position.
What did I say? Wilkins has got pace
You've
in
been
the first
proved
half.
right twice.
Maybe
Just when
late
he's
fourth
coaching at
quarter.
NTU, he doesn't show any pace at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if he stands there and just points. Isn't that what coaching is about? Stand there and point occasionally?
Manuel Fabian, he says, don't listen to Simon, somehow we'll see him on the field again soon. You're wanted. They want you back, Simon.
Mascot?
I could do a mascot. Wouldn't mind that. Good to
Dress
see,
up like a Caesar.
good to see you, man, jumping in the chat. Have they
free
caught him
play.
off? I don't know. I think he got back. I think he got back in time, but that's caught there. Is that Tyler Gordon, number 6?
It is.
That is, and he does not get out of bounds.
There's a flag.
Is there a flag there?
Yeah.
It's covered up by the scoreboard at the moment, but there is a flag, so he must not have got back in time.
Here you go. Look at that. Oh, look at him. Grab that flag.
Just trying to get that play to their playmaker, Tyler Gordon. It was nice rally and tackle in the end for the Caesars. But that's what you want to do, get your playmaker into some space, see whether you can make something happen with your feet. Defence played well on that, and the tackle coming in was a good one in the end.
Yeah.
Danny Johns on the tackle.
Danny Johns on the tackle. So I wonder what they're going to do here. I wonder if they're going to take.
I would, because it would keep the clock stopped.
Yeah, I bet so. I'd take the 5 yards here rather than the sort of 6 you got ish.
Half can't end on a penalty either. So even if there was, I don't know how much time is left, but if it was 0 seconds,
yeah,
you get a free, you get extra.
You get a free shot.
We're well inside the 2 minutes, so there can't be a lot of time left.
I think the Knights have still got 1 timeout from memory because they had 2 going into the 2-minute warning. They took 1 couple of plays after, but everything else has been either incomplete or getting out of bounds. So I think they've still got 1 timeout left if they want it. I wonder if we're going to see them start to line up in the Hail Mary. Throw it up and hope. So they're marching them back 5. Really do with mic'd up officials to work out exactly what's going on here.
Well, it's a 2nd down, so not giving him a 1st down, so maybe it was some sort of neutral zone infraction again.
Yeah, quite possibly.
2nd down.
So they're liking this sort of sprint out, try and get people on the sideline, sort of a half flood idea. There we are, Tyler Gordon again, number 6, catching the ball, getting out, but they're just not getting the yards they need. They're not gonna get close enough to.
They're just sort of
to really
creeping
convert
down
it.
the field, aren't they? Just playing it safe for Tyler to the sideline and stopping the clock.
I do wonder whether they're just trying to get Dodd in range of a Hail Mary for a final couple of plays.
Well, they're inside the 30, yeah?
Yeah, I think
First
first down inside the 30. I think at this point, if you, again, we don't know how long it's on the clock. If there's going to be 3 seconds, obviously this is going to be a Hail Mary. If there's 10 seconds, I wonder if you run maybe a couple of deep corners and just sort of hope someone breaks free, or you just run at the end zone. Late substitution here for the Caesars. Ball is snapped back and it is thrown deep and it's caught. Are they going to take the final timeout? I believe they are. So the Knights here really pushing there now. Deep in the red zone. They're going to be about 7 or 8 yards out from the end zone.
Walkinshaw, number 21 on the reception, key reception for the Knights. That's a really smart play from them. They get the 1st down to Dodds, go to Shaw inside the 10.
So close to Dobbs and Shaw there. The Fast and Furious movie. Dobbs and Shaw. You guys are old. Simon's younger than me.
That's
people
the
at home.
voice of Sean Endicott.
I was going to say, you know what line to insert there. So it's going to be interesting because they can't run the ball now. They're out of timeouts as such. So even if they want to get back quick, you've got to think this is a pass. They're going to go for 1-on-1 towards the end zone. It's caught, but he's short of the end zone and he's going to stay inbounds. The clock is going to run.
Frustrating for the Knights because if he just ran that route a little bit deeper, he's in the end zone.
Yeah, that seems to be the end of the first half. Yeah, he didn't run it on the sticks.
A yard away.
1 yard short.
All of that. Great job for the Knights coming off and exploiting that turnover to the best of their ability, driving all the way down the field, and then just come up a yard short as we go to the half, Simon.
Yeah, I think
it was Michael Davis, a yard short.
The Knights are gonna be happy and unhappy with that drive. I think they've shown now that they can drive down the field, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half as well. But coming up 1 yard short, you've really got to think that receiver's got to run actually and get himself on the goal line. I know the DB was squatting hard on the goal line, trying to run that picket fence defense, but you've got to get yourself in the end zone first. He was on the short side of the field as well. He didn't have the space to play with, So there we are. I think the receiver just not quite getting it right there, and I think that's going to cost the Knights dearly, because I think otherwise the Knights could have been walking in 14-7 here.
Could have been a very different story going in at the half, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Should we take a little break?
I think we'll take a break now. We're going to come back in approximately 15 minutes for the second half of this Cedars at Knights game. We will see you then.
Oh, which
Welcome back to David Ross Sports Village with the second half underway. Knights with a nice little return down the sideline here to open their account in this second half. They need to make something happen. Karl Walkinshaw here with Simon and Sean joining us on the stream, and we're going to bring you this second half. 14-0 up are the Caesars, but that's a good return well into Caesars territory for the Knights, and they came very close towards the beginning of the end of that first half. Came very close to scoring, but yeah, we got first down. Welcome back.
Sorry, folks.
Here we are, 2 in the backfield here to start the second half. And that's carry well wrapped up by number 7, Henry Scanlon there. Forced back. And it looks like it's going to be a gain of about 2. Good
After
lord.
that special teams play, that great kick return from the Knights to set them up with this great field position, they're asking a lot of the defence again, getting them out of, getting the special teams out of trouble.
Yeah, very much so. Good first opening offensive play as well there for the Knights. I really, yeah, I think we're going to see more of the run game, particularly here. What are they looking about? 25-ish yards? Get into the end zone, try and work the clock. But like we said at the end of the first half, if they get a score here, suddenly it's only a 1-score game. Here we are, and that is a run to number 20, Barrett. He's taking a sweep over on the left side, and he's going to get wrapped up and taken down. Was that Isaac Sarr coming down, filling from his linebacker position? I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, Sarr having a good game so far, number 30 for the Caesars, really filling the holes well when he needs to.
Yeah, he's had a great game, particularly on those sweeps. That's about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him fly straight down from his linebacker position and go and fill that open hole, which is what the running back's looking to take up on the sweep. He wants to cut that up, take the first available hole he gets, but yeah, Sarr's really bringing that down.
Key down now for Knights as Barrett comes out and they bring in Olapuna, who's a dangerous running back, perhaps the best of the running backs that they have.
I was going to say that. I saw Olapuna dropping onto the field. I wonder whether this is going to be either the counter coming back to the sideline. But yeah, I think 3rd and long distance, they want the home run hitter at running back. It's just a straight inside zone by the looks of it. Taking up the middle, gain of about 2. It's going to leave the Knights on 4th and 6. Nicely
Defended by the Caesars that time. And you can tell from that 3rd down play that they saw it as like a 2 down. They've got 3rd and 4th down to pick up that first. I just wonder whether you're going to try and get something to Tyler Gordon, number 6 again. That little out to the flat working well towards the end of that first half.
Yeah.
Dodd comes in with the play.
Yeah, they were pretty consistently picking up 6 or 7 yards, and that's all they need here. So, we've got a spread formation. We've got a spread formation here for the Knights. We've got trips to the top of your screen. Olapuna in the backfield, offset to the quarterback's right. The ball is snapped. It's a drop back pass, and he's looking, and it's hitches, and it's picked off. It's picked up on 4th down, and he's got room to go. He's got a lead block from Henry Scanlon. Can he take it down the sideline? He cuts back. The 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Nottingham Caesars. That is a momentum shifter there. Jesus.
Defense getting them out of trouble again.
4th
Great
down,
job. I mean,
through the hands of the receiver, straight into the hands of the DB, and then taken. What must that have been? 80 yards back for the touchdown.
Yeah, from that great field position that the Knights had. This Caesars defense just come up big all season, hasn't it? And it's come up big again on that key down. It's Samuel Fraser with the return for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was huge. That is, I mean, we were literally 60 seconds ago talking about, well, the Knights could score here and then it's a 1-score game, and then suddenly it's a 3-score game.
It's always great when you get a defensive player on the board.
Yeah, football can be a really cruel game at times.
They had 12 men on the field lined up in formation, so that'll be a flag.
So, looks like we're going to be moving back 5 yards here for the PAT.
Sorry for the delay, folks.
We're not going to be reminding you that this is the voice of producer Sean anymore, so you'll just have to take our word for it.
I was caught up on the field talking with some of the players and stuff, getting some insight, sharing with us.
Yeah, I spoke to Coach Mike and Coach Grant as well. Just got their sense of how they feel the game's going. And there was a degree of frustration towards the end of that first half, because the Knights nearly on the board. So this touchdown here, this pick by Fraser, this will relax that coaching staff a bit.
But it's blocked, picked up by the Knights player, but it's going to be taken down. So 20 to zip, not 21 to zip.
Knights will get another chance, come straight back on, but you just feel like that momentum that you get coming straight out, you get a great kick return, and then you're in good field position, you have a couple of decent runs, and it's all shut down by that interception. It's really hard to lift your heads again and come back at it again.
Yeah, I think it's always difficult, particularly as a running team. I remember going and playing teams like Leeds Beckett University in the Bucks leagues. They were a team that as soon as they got 2 scores behind it, they always found it really difficult, just because they're a running team. They're not expecting to get 30, 40 yards on a deep pass. They want to get 5, 6, 7 yards and just grind their way down the field. So I think 3 scores here. The Knights are really going to want to come out fast out of this one. I mean, they've still got almost all of the second half. Let's take some positives out of it.
They have, and their
They've still got a lot
defense
of
has
time.
made some plays.
Yeah.
Dodd's had that. I think a couple, maybe 3 or 4 receptions now, and that little out pass to Tyler Gordon was working well. Don't know why they didn't get back to that, but they obviously wanted something else.
Yeah, they looked like they were going for all hitches and get themselves set up on the on the sort of first down line. I completely forgot what first down was there.
It's all right.
But here we are. A little chip kick here, fielded by one of the up backs, and for the Knights, and he's going to take it down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled down. So the Knights going to be taking over at about the 40-yard line.
Cheeky little kick. You can try some of those when you're 3 scores ahead, just trying to find the gap or get it to a player that's not used to handling the ball. Hopefully they'll, if you're on the coverage team, you're looking for them to mishandle the ball, it coming loose, you can make something happen. But in the end, pretty decent field position for the Knights.
Yeah, decent field position. They're going to be starting here about the 40-yard line. Yeah, 41-yard line.
I think one thing we're going to start to see in the second half is fatigue setting in. It's much warmer than it was at kickoff. The sun's very bright today in Nottingham. And then on top of that, when you're on a rubber crumb 3G pitch, that heat just emanates from the field.
I can tell you from personal experience, that field is probably about 3 or 4 degrees warmer than the road next to it.
Oh, I bet you more.
The heat is unbearable at times on there. Here we are, Dodd dropping back. He looks for a screen and he's going for a fade down the sideline.
Oh.
And it is broken up, but it nearly was picked off. 3 defenders in the area.
Should never have left his hands. 3 defenders, really well defended. That we're disappointed not to get a pick and a back-to-back picks on that one.
Yeah, I think
Dodd will want it back.
Dodd will want it back. I think they're just starting to get
worried. When he sees this live stream, he'll see what we see.
Yeah, it's easy to play quarterback when you can see all 22 players at once.
Yeah, very much so.
It's like playing Madden.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we're going to be 2nd down and 10 here for the Knights. Dodd coming into the huddle to give the play. They do seem to be a little more pass happy.
Got to be, haven't they?
I think they've got to be.
Got nothing to lose, have you? Got a 1-4 record.
No.
Yeah, you want to, you just want to showcase as much as you can, keep fighting till the end, see what you can make something happen.
There we are, counter play to number 32, and he's taken that, running over some defenders, getting over the halfway line, a gain of about 6 yards there.
Ashton Patterson back in at running back, he was their starter. Got some decent athletes that they're rotating in, haven't they? Got Patterson, Olapuna's coming.
Barrett's coming as well,
Barrett's coming, some good running backs. But this defence today, they've been tough.
I mean, that is...
Especially when they get close to that end zone or in the red zone.
I think one of the things about this defence as well is that defensive line is about 8-9 guys deep. And so you've got 2 or 3 at every position just rotating through. So there's always got fresh legs.
Yeah, and this is a big unit. You can see on the screen the size of the offensive line. They've got really good size, Northants. But what the Caesars have is quickness at that defensive line, especially the interior guys. And they have good quickness, and at the moment they're doing a job of beating them in those critical plays.
Yeah, very much so. We've got a shift here from the from the trips to 2 in the backfield, and it looks like we're going to have a lead up there. Is that number 6?
It is.
Carrying the ball, number 6, carrying the ball there, playmaker on the day.
Tyler Gordon is a big unit as well. He's quick and he's big, and he's going to convert that for a first down.
Yeah, nifty in the hole there as well. Watched number 32 square someone up and then just gave him a shake, went to the other side, picked up the first down there, so they're going to be about 35 yards out now.
I want to play with a bit more tempo as I rotate these players in.
Yeah.
So good, Simon.
I was going to say, I think even though we are in the third quarter, I think the clock is against you here. I think you've got to keep yourself moving, keep yourself going at speed as well.
I just think you have to get points on the board any way possible and then start worrying about time. Because if you're down 21-0 and it stays 21-0, it doesn't really matter how quickly you scored or not. You have to set the score.
Dodd's dropping back. He's got a lot of time looking for a player over the middle, and that is incomplete, just overthrown. Seemingly no flags down. There was a fair bit of contact, but I don't think there was any pass interference. It does look like we have a Knights player down on the field.
They got a really good pocket set up there for Dodd, but Mickey Fisher was in really good position on that. He did a nice job of just tracking that receiver and staying with him as that play developed.
Yeah, very much so. Playing that post safety role, he's getting used to. But yeah, so there we are. It looks like we're going to have some medical teams come out onto the field just to attend to the Northants linemen.
Try and bring you some other scores. We had an early kickoff here today, so most of those games getting underway.
I think most of the games getting underway at about 2 p.m.
So we'll see what we can bring you.
But yeah, I went down and had a chat with some of the players, Liam McGovern, Henry Scanlon, Chris Hutchinson, just asking how they thought the first half went. And I think frustration was generally the word. I think they felt like they should have and could have scored a lot more throughout that first half. I think they felt like they missed opportunities when they presented themselves as well.
Yeah, and they were saying, I mean, the two coaches I spoke to, Mike and Grant, were saying that this is a Knights team with some real talent. Maybe not played enough time together really to make that count in these sorts of games, but it's a team definitely on the up and up. If they can retain the athletes that they've got. And
that's a lot of it, isn't it? These teams get a few good athletes in, and we have seen that. One name I haven't called, but I have seen him here today is Jaden Etienne Simmons playing defensive lineman for Northants Knights. I've had to play against him. I've had to play O-line against him playing D-line. I can tell you he's a really good defensive tackle. Not being able to call his name much, I think there's been a lot of running away from him. But they've got good athletes. I think the case of retaining them and trying to build for next season as well. Just keeping themselves in Division 1, and they're going to get playing time against the teams like the Caesars.
It was Chaos Magiro that's gone off, who had the injury as we restart the live action.
Now here we are. It is the counter play. He's trying to run behind the offensive lineman. That is Olapuna number 0, and he gets taken down by Andrew Wilkins. Look at him with some speed. Andrew Wilkins coming to the sideline. I did have a chat with him at half time and told him to keep running to not embarrass me in the commentary booth.
Run, Wilkins, run!
So there we are. I think the issue on this counterplay that Northants are experiencing is their O-linemen aren't pulling quick enough. The kick-out block kind of works, but the pulling block that really wants to lead up, he's just sort of taking too long to get there. So Olapuna was there, stood behind him, pushing him, going, please just run.
Got a decent gain of 8. It's going to bring up a short third down as I go back to that stacked trips formation.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the sweep play here, and he's cut it inside Tyler Gordon, but he's not going to get first down yardage.
That is a great play from Mickey Fisher coming out. No, Wilkins, I'm sorry, in run support. Again, Wilkins making a critical tackle to deny third down play. Great tackle, old buddy.
I think Northants forgot the snap count on that play. Or the center snapped at one count too early, but for some reason the center was a beat ahead of everyone. That doesn't help on wide runs.
No, there seems to be quite a bit of delay there after the ball was snapped.
Because the defense is reacting to the ball; they don't care what the snap count is, and so that just is 2 lead blockers they've lost a step now.
So here we are, 4th down for the Knights. We don't like to say critical 4th downs early in the third quarter, but this feels like a pivotal one. I think if they pick this up, Northants have got some momentum. We've got quads flow to the bottom of the field.
Caesars have been great in these key downs. Let's see what they can do here.
Okay, so we're motioning 2 in the backfield. Tyler Gordon going into the backfield. And we've got 2 to the top of your screen, and that's going to be a false start. Oh.
Just Patterson, wasn't it? That just edged forward.
He was eager to get going as a lead blocker.
We're trying to get the ball, we think, to Gordon with a lead block from Patterson. You call it, Simon, but it's going to come back.
Yeah. So that's going to make it about a 4th and 7 now.
I'd kick it.
Punt it? Do you mean producer Sean?
No, I'd kick it.
Kick the field goal?
Reese can kick a 50-yarder.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
There we have the voice of special teams coordinator from the booth, Sean Endicott.
Oh, shut up. I have it on good authority, by which I mean literally I've spoken to him. I know him. I know Reese. He's a good kicker. I think
he's the Northants kicker.
Yeah, he just got an offer to play in America.
Well,
as a kicker.
They're not taking your advice. Offense still on the field.
He's a good kicker, but as I said, depends on holds and things as well. Maybe 3 points doesn't do you much when you're down by 20 anyway.
Yeah, well, what we're going to say is the stream is a little bit behind, so they've probably not heard it by the time they've actually.
Oh, that must be it. That must be it.
So here we are, 4th down. Dodds taking to the air, and they've gone to the sideline, and it's just overthrown. Couldn't quite see who the intended receiver on the play was there, but it's just overthrown. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Trying to get the ball to Abansky. Marcus Abansky now thought he might come in and play some offense because he's got that good speed, and then you got the threat of Tyler Gordon and Abansky, but just couldn't get the ball to him. They're running out of options, are the Knights, and they're a small squad. You know, we talked about the depth of the Nottingham Caesars and how many times they can rotate players in, but with the players that you see rotating in for the Knights are players that are already on the field at a different position, and so they're coming in not fresh, whereas the Caesars, plenty of depth in that roster.
Yeah, here we are, and let's snap back, and that looks like Ben Pugh taking the ball. Ben Pugh's got a crease. Ben Pugh's still going. Look at him run. He's taking that right up the sideline. He's going to be out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. A big run from Twinkle Toes.
Abansky came screaming into the line on a blitz, and it was picked up at the last second by number 68 of the Caesars, who did a great job on that play. I'll give him a call out in terms of his name in a second, but really nice block to release old Twinkle Toes for a good pickup. Well done, Ben.
So here we are, Twinkle Toes and Welly T in the backfield. McGovern still at quarterback. I like Twinkle Toes.
I do. It's very nice. It's quite ironic. I like it.
What was the other nickname? Homewrecker.
So there we are, Twinkle Toes taking it from that fullback spot again. And so, gain of a couple there, gain of 2, gain of 3.
So all you got to do now is keep it on the ground. You know, you don't need to make any silly mistakes and give the ball back, which the Caesars have done a couple of times, and just open the door for the Knights to come back into this one. But defense have held firm. Just keep it on the ground and keep those sticks moving.
Yeah. Liam pointing out protections there from quarterback. Still got the 2 running backs in the backfield in the offset eye, tight end to the left. And that is a handoff to Welly T. He cuts it up inside, and he's going to gain about 3 or 4 yards again, just keeping on schedule.
That's a lovely lead block. Is it Ben Pugh at fullback, I believe?
It looked like it, yeah.
That's a great lead block.
So here we are. It looks like Chris Baby checking in.
Do it again. Don't get bored.
So, are the Caesars going to follow the advice of Coach Sean Endicott from the booth?
What's that block you called earlier where the tight end folds in? Is that a fold block? Is that what it's called, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd look at that here.
So here we are, and it is... Oh, it looked like an RPO, and it's straight through the hands there. I think that was Elliot Harvey, number 20.
Again, you just, do you have to? You're in a 3rd down, you can probably run it. You got the runners getting some momentum up. Twinkle Toes is running well. Welly T running well.
Maybe the thought's that Twinkle Toes is going to get it here anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to say I've.
Being on the field, so
I wasn't against the 4th down call here. You've seen the Knights only go down once down the field. So it looks like it is a handoff on stretch to Welly T. Great lead block from Chris Baby, kicking the guy out. Welly T still going, and he's going to pick up 1st down yardage there.
I feel like McFall saved a touchdown on that one, and Welly T just trying to find his way. He needed one more key block, didn't he, to release him to the end zone.
Yeah, very much so. I think maybe Abansky was coming over the top there to make the tackle, but you'll never know.
1st down, ball keeps moving, clock keeps ticking. Good job, Caesars.
Here we are. Liam wanting to hurry up the offense. Tries to get them moving. Still 2 in the backfield, and it's a stretch again out to the far side. Welly T managed to evade one. Got a lead block from Chris Baby. He's got a DB to beat. Can he do it? And he's going to go in for the touchdown. Welly T, what a run. Take a bow, son.
Again, a great block on Abansky at the line of scrimmage to prevent that player from interfering with that. And then some just great speed and then cutting back against the grain. Great job. Caesars stay in control.
That was a great lead block by Chris Baby from fullback as well. He managed to get up to the second level. I couldn't know if it was a safety or the outside backer that he managed to get a seal on, but just managed to kick him out enough to let Welly T run behind him.
68 again with the key block on Abansky.
Oh, looks like
We're going forward here.
we're going to go for 2. I'm going to switch back to the wide view. I presume that was going to be the PAT.
They missed that last PAT, didn't they?
Yeah,
So trying
so
to bring it to...
To 35. And it's going to go for the fade to Ben Harrison. And it's just out of reach. No, not 35, sorry, 27.
Shout
Oh,
out
goodness.
to Cameron Jones on that drive, number 68, the NTU offensive lineman, and he was great during that drive. A couple of key blocks, including the key block on the touchdown, just to deny Abansky any shot at Welty going in.
So, Nottingham Caesars 26, Northants Knights 0 in quarter 3 here. I was about to say what are we expecting to see, but I wonder if the Knights are just getting to the point in the game where they feel like, okay, we know this game may be getting a little bit out of reach for us. Are we just going to practice the plays that we like, try and get some reps with it, and see what they do from there?
They've been close, they had a good kick return to start off, and they nearly had a score at the end of this first half, to which would have made it tight. And it's just those little things in the key downs they're letting themselves down. It's those key plays: 3rd down, 4th down not converting, 3rd down they get the pick and it's taken all the way back down the field. It's those. They've got all the bits, haven't they? You just feel like it's a little bit more confidence and a little bit more. Urgency on those critical downs.
What's interesting to me is they've had these good plays. As you said, they have the bits. The ingredients are there. That quick passing game on the 2-minute drive where they had multiple passes right at the sideline and then right at the end they're about a yard short. And you've seen that throughout the day. Short kick again.
Another one of those short kicks is fielded by one of the upbacks. He's got a lot of room. Huge block there by one of the Northants players. Here we go. Is he going to cut it back up inside? No, I think he's probably not a returner. Otherwise, he'd have taken that back up inside there.
It was Caius Magero he was actually injured. You remember he came off the field, then come back on and makes another great return. There's going to be conversation about that coverage. What the Caesars are doing is sort of like a stack coverage where they're kind of putting all the players within the tram lines and then they're kicking the ball wide. I think that's creating some angle problems for this pursuit on this coverage team. So
I
think
think
need to have a look at that.
I think what they were looking to do is if we kick it right to the sideline and just get some guys sort of deep, you can form a net around it. But as soon as someone breaks through it, that thing is gone.
It's like
There's
glass.
so much
It's like it's once it cracks, it's totally gone. There's no bend.
Here we are, and that is a handoff to Olapuna, and it's there going through and taken down. That was big tackles there by what looked like Danny Johns coming down from a linebacker position. No gain on the play. It's still going to be it's going to be 2nd and 10 now from the 30-yard line.
Those interior linebackers have played well today, flowing to the ball, playing that cloudy and clear look. When they see that the gap opening up, they've attacked it at the same time the running backs have, and more often than not, they've been in the hole to meet the running back and make good tackles.
So, Knights really want to score here for their confidence. Obviously, we've talked about points against at the start of the first half, but points against could be coming down to the tiebreaker here, so Caesars really don't want that. Going deep across the middle, and that is incomplete. I had no idea which way that was going to go.
Nicky Fisher, just in that throwing lane, just managed to maybe get some of the ball, or at least get in the field of vision of the receiver. Yeah,
Mickey managed to almost dive in front of it. He was going for the pick. Maybe if he wasn't so old, he could have got down lower and picked that off.
It's hard to get on the ground and then back up when you're that age.
Yeah.
Younger than me.
Mickey did ask me at half-time, how many times have you called me old? And I just said, once so far.
Make more plays, we'll call your name more.
No, that's it. So, 3rd down and 10. I presume Northants are still going to be in 4-down territory here.
I think you've got it, haven't you? Take your chances. So they might go with a run play on 3rd down and then make 4th manageable.
Oh no, it's the counter here. The running backs. So Olapuna there just completely outran his blocks. He managed to beat both pulling linemen to the hole. He still managed to get a gain of about 4, which I must admit is impressive.
It's impressive, but you're on your own, aren't you? I mean, it's just all you against that second wave of defenders that are coming in. So you need magic every time rather than good blocking progressions and using your blocks.
Especially as it's going to be countered. They're going to leave at least one guy at the end unblocked. So you're suddenly staring down a guy who's been deliberately left unblocked, and you've outrun the guy who was supposed to block him. I think Olapuna just needs to almost slow down a bit. I know it's counterintuitive, but slow down a bit. Let the blocks get there, and then try and spring through behind the back of them. Oh, I think we got a field goal.
Hey!
Finally, they listened to the voice of producer Sean.
Let's see here. I don't think I have a great angle of this, so I'm going to zoom out as it comes off his foot. All right.
So here we are. Odyssey is going to bring pressure. There's a bit of pressure brought, and it is up, and it is straight down the middle. If you got bonus points for kicking that directly in the middle, you'd get some there.
That's a good kick by Reese. As I said, I know Reese. He's a buddy of mine, so I'll give him a shout out. That's a great kick, and he is headed to, let's see here, Arkansas Pine Bluff, which is an FCS school out in the States. And
I have heard of that one.
I haven't either, but you know what?
No, I have.
You haven't?
I have heard of that one, because Pine Bluff rings a bell.
Playing in America as well, it's good for Reese, and there he is kicking in a game. Good to get some footage of that. You don't get a lot of long kicks in Britball. I mean, Dan Lowe does, but, it's not that common.
It was a great kick. Really impressive.
Straight.
I mean, really professional. Nice snap, good hold, and straight down the middle from that left hash mark.
I need another camera so I can film that end zone from behind. He was so far away I couldn't use the sideline cam. If it's an extra point, I can get behind him with the sideline, but I can't do that when it's a 50-yard kick or 45, whatever. I don't know exactly how much it was.
So the Knights are on the board, and you feel like they deserve it. They've been close a number of times, and they finally get the 3 points to avoid them having that duck in this game. And can they build on this now? The defense needs to get a stop, and Caesar's obviously just into that chewing clock formation. Let's see if they go for the switch on this.
So here we are. That looks like it's going to be kicked off to Elliot Harvey. I think Elliot Harvey could be the preferred returner. And he is the preferred returner. He's taken that up the left-hand side. Manages to dodge around one person. He's going to be taken down about the 35-yard line. So yeah, it looks like you said earlier, even if you kick it to the other returner from your preferred returner, you just run the switch and give it back to the guy you want to have it.
Exactly. And then, if a coordinator can pretty much work out, I'm talking about the coverage coordinator, can work out who the preferred returner is, you can just let your team know it's likely to go to that, to number 20 in this case, and it means you can key that returner a little bit better.
Yeah.
Of course, you're running the risk that it doesn't go there, but more often than not, that switch, there is a designated return man that you're going to get the ball to.
Looks like it's going to be a stretch here from Welly T, and he's going to get wrapped up by number 4 for the Knights. Came straight through the line of scrimmage there. Burst straight through. I don't know if we have a name for them. I can't quite... a Roscoe, by the looks of it, number 4 there. And number 31, Creek, coming straight through. So yeah, great play there from the Knights. I think as well, with those switch plays, if you know which one the preferred returner is, I'd always kick it at the other one. Force them to actually have to hand it off, put the ball in the air. Just add that little extra bit of complexity, because you've seen it before. You run it 100 times in practice, and then you get to a game, and you get your off returner just a bit nervous, they pop it up a bit too much, ball's on the floor.
Well, you know what they say as well, one good fake is like 2 good blocks. I mean, if you fool people... so you gotta if you can take out that misdirection game, like you said, kick it to the non-preferred runner. My goodness.
Oh, good lord! I was looking at the pile trying to pick out where Welly T was going to be spotting the ball,
and
he wasn't. He was 6 yards further deep.
Well, he was dragging a Roscoe with him. Number 4 was on his back for about 3-4 yards. It was 75 that initially made contact at their line of scrimmage but couldn't bring Welly T down, showing tremendous strength there.
Caesars came out, very quick substitutions, really wanting to go into the hurry up and then just slowed down a bit.
You can hurry to the line and then take your time, limit substitutions by the other team.
Yeah.
Could be the option.
That's possibly it. So here we are, and it's going to be a handoff to Twinkletoes, the fullback. The fullback's gone. Twinkletoes is going through, and that's a big gain there, taking it over the halfway line. It looks like he's going to gain about 20 yards on that play.
Ben, Twinkletoes, Pugh. That's why we call him Twinkletoes. Yes. Cutting back against the grain. And you've got all the defenders running in the other direction, so you've got all that cutback space, and if you don't watch that backside well, that's what can happen to you. Great running again from Pugh.
Yeah, that was great running. It's always difficult as well. You see a fullback and you're going, okay, he's going to be a lead blocker, he's going to be a lead blocker, he's going to be a lead blocker. And then suddenly, he's got the ball and you're going the wrong way. Here we go. Counter and a lead block from the fullback. Oh, here we are. Huge hole up against the DB. Stiff arm, get out of my way. The 5, and that is a touchdown. What an absolutely imposing run there from the Caesars. That was such a big run. Shed about 4 tackles, stiff-armed a guy. Out the way, I'm going to the end zone.
Great block from Pugh. 73 on the pull, just did enough to get in the way and interfere with those other 2 tacklers there. And then it was the running back that just took it in. Like you say, the word you used there, Simon, perfect, imposing run. Really well drilled run play.
Oh, James Draper, tight end, running back.
Oh, was that James?
That was James Draper.
I didn't know he was number 5 today. That's a good run for him.
That was a great run for Draper. Ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. That's going to make it Caesars 33, Northants 3.
33, good number that. 33 points to the Caesars, pulling away. And that's what they needed to do in this second half. You know, the frustration going in at the end of that first half for the Caesars coaching staff was that they hadn't imposed their will on the game in the way that they wanted to, but they certainly have now. Big play from the defence of the Caesars to make the first score in Q3, and then 2 more scores going in from offensive runs. Really great play.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the second half, and of course we're still only in the third quarter. Still got plenty of time left in the third quarter. I think the Caesars, you don't want to say it, but do you think they're eyeing up 50 again? They've had 50 against Sandwell twice.
I think they just take a running clock at this point.
That's true. 38 points would make it a
Yeah, if
running
they score
clock.
one more touchdown, it's running clock.
Yeah. So here we are. Oh, late player on for the Caesars.
That suggests that they're starting to substitute some guys in as well. Just good. You know, by 30, get some more burn for these other guys.
I wonder partly, how do you think tiredness is starting to affect the Northants? Fatigue maybe setting in there.
Definitely is, especially on a hot day like this.
So here we are, a deeper kick. It is fielded. It's going to be taken up the middle. Huge conversion from the Caesars, but a couple of missed arm tackles there. And it's going to be taken down somewhere around the 25-yard line.
Olapuna trying to make something happen, and good coverage from the Caesars on that. They haven't had great coverage during portions of this game, but they do well on that one.
Yeah, that was definitely better coverage there. So Caesars is going to be desperate to defend it. On average, they've conceded, I think, 3.83 points a game so far.
Did you do that off the top of your head?
No, I had that pre-prepared.
Oh.
But the current number 1 projected seed has conceded 3.80 points a game. These are the margins we're talking about. Like I said earlier, I think they've conceded 22 and the Caesars have conceded 23. Will be 26 after this game. We've got split gun in the backfield, and it looks like we're going to go for a dive. It's not going to go for many yards. It's still...
Ball's out!
Sean says the ball's out. We can't see it because his camera pointed the wrong way.
Well, the camera's on the ball right now. You're looking at the end zone camera.
That call from producer Sean, an unofficial call.
We haven't had a signal in from the officials yet.
I think the ref said he was down by contact, based on the fact that the defense is still on the field.
Video extraordinaire, Sean Endicott.
That'll give it away, Sean, every time. But the defence is still there.
Hey, I'm just saying, if they thought they had it, they would have left.
So, Knights still sticking with this nasty bunch of trips to the top of the field. And it's going to be a drop back pass, and it's going to be the weird little passing concept they've been running, and he throws it, and it's overthrowing number 14 there.
Good protection, really good protection. But the back end coverage from this Nottingham Caesars secondary really good today. Mickey Fisher's been playing well. He's been in or around the ball a number of times. There was good pressure as well coming in there from number 7 of the defensive line for the Caesars.
And just to think as well, they're doing this all without Will Hobbs, who isn't playing today. Will Hobbs, who would normally be starting at safety, unfortunately tweaked a knee against Sandwell. I think he's looking to be back for the next game. He just said he was taking it easy today just to make sure everything was sorted. But yeah, all without Will Hobbs in the defensive backfield as well. And seemingly no Jack Rice, I think.
Yeah, there was. Jack's been missed a couple of games now, and it was they're missing him. I think they're going to need him for the playoffs. But Henry Scanlon was the guy that was delivering the pressure on that one as we get to the end of Q3 with the score Caesars 33, Knights 3.
Yeah, Henry Scanlon is a very undersized defensive end. I think most people would say. You look at him and you go, oh, he's probably like an outside linebacker type thing. But no, he's played defensive end for many years, University of Nottingham and now the Nottingham Caesars. I'll tell you what, even though he's a bit smaller than most of the guys, he will still hit you harder than most guys will.
Yeah, he's a great player, Henry, and watched him play in those finals against between UON and the Bullets a number of times as well.
Yeah. So here we are, motion to doubles at the bottom, and it's hand off to number 32, and he's going to be taken down after a gain of about 4. So it was a good run there for the Knights. Managed to break it up.
Nice. It was a nice jump cut in the hole from Patterson, which we're used to seeing him do. He's a good athlete. Covered a couple of Falcons games a couple of years ago when he was playing for them, and he's a really competent runner.
Yeah. So I think Northants are really going to be looking for a touchdown in the final quarter here. They're going to want to get themselves into the end zone, but it looks like they're going to be punting here.
Reese promised me a 75-yard punt this half. I think he was saying it facetiously, but
I mean, unless he's going to be punting from the 15-yard line.
That'll be a touchback in this.
Yeah. So here we are, 2 very wide gunners, 3 in the shield. Snap is back, and the kick is away. Pressure from Henry Scanlon again. It's a high punt, but it is fielded. Return. Oh, he's just being tripped up there. I think as number 84 was blocked there, I think he's just managed to get a hand on the returner. Andrew Wilkins there, giving the old sarcastic clap at someone.
Mickey Fisher on the return.
Fisher on the return?
Yeah, he's back there doing all sorts.
I say, now we're talking. Mickey returning punts.
Old Mickey, as we're calling him.
Old
evidently.
Mickey.
Obviously, it's very ironic when I say it.
Looks like we've got a change at quarterback here for the Caesars. It looks like McGovern's day is over. Got number 4 stepping in at quarterback here. Got Chris Baby in at fullback. James Draper in at running back. And it is going to be a handoff. Yes, it is going to be a handoff. But it's such a good fake. Draper's gone. Draper has got the ball and he's taking it 20 plus yards to the far side of the halfway line. Taking that ball down to the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you what. I keep handing it to James. He has some fresh legs right now compared to everybody else that's on the field.
Alex Baldwin's the new quarterback that's
Alex
in.
Baldwin.
And he gets a big gain. When your job's like that, you just got to come in, just hand it off to Draper. Makes things nice and easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It looks like we've got a Northants player down. I think while he's getting treatment, let's just have another word from our sponsors. So, the UK American football scene, Britball for All, looks to bring everything from the latest news, fixtures, latest scores, results, and pictures from the domestic American Football League. Covering the adult, senior, women's, youth, and junior disciplines, they have your Britball needs covered on Facebook. The United Kingdom drone services are based in the East Midlands. The United Kingdom drone services are fully qualified in RTK mapping, confined space surveys, roof surveys and industrial inspections. Whether it's residential, commercial or industrial, contact United Kingdom drone services for all your surveying needs. And finally, the Pizza Box, Nottingham's finest wood-fired pizza event, catering tailored to your needs, whether that's weddings, birthday parties, hen and stag do's, festivals and any other celebrations. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook and at www.thepizzabox.uk.
We had any of that pizza yet up here in the booth?
No, we haven't yet. I think
We need to put an order in.
we should have put an order in. Yeah, that is an oversight from us that we will sort before the final game of the season.
Or any home playoff games, maybe?
Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Savant Sean Endicott predicting the future. So, wonder whether Alex Baldwin's going to be allowed to take to the air a bit here. You're 30 points up in the fourth quarter. Maybe you want to give your backup quarterback a few reps passing the ball, just in case the worst does happen. Oh, broken play. He wanted to hand it off, and then he's going to be taken down for the sack.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
When you turn and there's nobody there, that's not what you want.
Well, he did enough to hold on to the ball, go down. Damage limitation from Alex Baldwin.
Yeah, very much so. So here we are. We're going to be second and about 14 for the Caesars. So it did look like he was going to be allowed to go to the air there. It looked like he was going for a naked bootleg, possibly, or it might have just been a bust run play. We'll never really know. So we've got Twinkle Toes in at fullback. I wonder whether he's going to be getting the ball here. And Twinkle Toes is getting the ball, taking a sweep to the outside, makes one guy miss. Oh, gets absolutely folded from behind. And that is actually number 97. I called his name earlier. I believe that is Etienne Simmons there, bringing him down from behind. Seemingly getting a bit more playing time now later into the game.
Yeah, he's a big lad, Simmons, and you could see that he's a big load when he's coming like that. Took a good shot, did Ben, but he's okay. Did well on the edge, did Ben, just to tiptoe inside that force player, but that was just the blocking kind of let him down on that one.
Some would say he twinkle-toed inside.
Some might say.
So, here we are, still two in the backfield for the Caesars. They seemingly want to play a lot this two in the backfield. And it's going to be a handoff again to Twinkle Toes. Cuts it up inside, beats one guy. The Northants guy comes in and seems to tackle his own player and bounce off. But that is going to be close to first down yardage there for the Caesars.
I think he's just short, but makes it playable.
It makes it very playable. I think he's going to be about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short.
Abansky, again, number 7, came in and had a chance to take Ben down, but just bounced right off him. Big collision right there in the middle of that field. And Ben Pugh just bounced right off him, picked up more yards, and they're going to go for it on fourth.
They've gone for it on fourth multiple times so far today. Why would you not here?
New running back in this drive as well. Is that 26 Rico Gordon in the backfield following Ben Pugh here?
I believe it could
It
be.
is indeed. Federico Gordon in.
And here we are. And it is a naked boot. It looks like Baldwin had no one there. I didn't know if he wanted to throw it, whether he was trying to keep it or what. But that's gone backwards. So there we are. End of the drive for the Caesars.
Don't know whether he was trying to get it to Scott Bernard, number 11, out there in the flat. Scott wasn't open, and they read that really well, did the Knights. No chance for Alex to complete that one.
No, he sort of pulled the ball up and went, he could throw it, and then sort of tucked it down very quickly. So always difficult to tell. Never really know what the play call is either.
We can't mind read up here. You don't know what he's thinking.
Have a word with Grant after the game. What were you thinking on that?
Thinking
fourth down?
had some of that pizza box pizza.
Yeah.
So here we are, Knights. We are getting in towards the dying minutes of this game. I think they're probably going to stick with the run here. Surely you would think, but again, they're just going to want a touchdown, if only for confidence.
Whenever they've tried other stuff, it's gone wrong for them, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they've stuck to the sweep here. That is Patterson cutting it to the outside. And again, he's just running to his own block. He's just running to Tyler Gordon there. So
They strung it out really well, did the Caesars defence. They've done that ever so well in this game, and if they can continue to do that down the stretch into the playoffs, it will serve them well. You take away the edge of an offence, it makes things so much easier to defend.
Yeah, it does. They're just looking at the sweep, going, okay, you want to keep running sideways, keep going. You're going to run out of pitch eventually, but
they've got that great lateral speed. I mean, Patterson almost gave up on that one. He was like, I'm not going to get to the sideline, span round, and then just got tackled.
Yeah. Have we got Abansky in at quarterback here with Patterson in at running back?
We have indeed.
It looks like we're going.
Marcus Abansky
Could be going into the Wildcat here. Marcus Abansky's going to pass. He's dropped back. He's looking. He steps up. He's going to run around, and he's going to take that out for a gain of about 6 or 7.
Well, that's added a bit of an excitement to this Northants Knights team. An extra element. He's famous for doing this, and he did that season that he played for Coventry and NTU. You know, I was coaching against him for the whole of that season. In the 3 games that we played, they beat us 26-21 in the semi-final and got that place in the final that they then went on to win. And Abansky was just doing that the whole season long. Great athlete, went on to play for the Falcons as a receiver, but you always felt like he never really wanted to play that quarterback position. It was kind of forced upon him, but he can do that exciting stuff like this.
Sometimes just give some of your best athletes the ball, let them do what they can do. So here we are, Abansky and Patterson in the backfield again. It is a drop back pass, so much pressure. It's thrown deep down the sideline. It's just overthrown.
Oh yeah,
I think the receiver gave up on the play almost.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew that was coming.
No, the receiver seemed to stop and then desperately tried to speed up to get going again. But there we are. So Abansky so far looking to be a dual threat quarterback. I think you can't really pin that one on him. I think you're going to pin that on the receiver.
It was Michael Davis that Abansky was trying to get the ball to. Just didn't run underneath it in the way that you would want him to.
So we're going to be 4th down and 4 yards here for the Knights. Wonder whether we're going to see something, a QB sweep, QB draw. You know, something that showcases Abansky's running here. Oh, low snap, and he's still trying to take it. Escaping from Sammy Robertson. He's got the space if he wants to run, and he is going to run. Going straight round Cameron Murray, and he's going to take that out on the sideline.
That is an exciting play, and you know he was dead to rights in the backfield. You can see that he just manages to reverse field and up the sideline and move in the chains. Now this is an exciting Northants offense to watch, isn't it?
Yeah,
Abansky in the backfield.
It's always difficult as well. I find that you've gone from having quite a pocket passer quarterback to suddenly you've got a mobile quarterback. And those rush lanes are completely different. Suddenly, you're so worried about him breaking around the outside, breaking the edge, even stepping up and going, up through the middle. Whereas before, you could rush with relative confidence that he wasn't going to run around you all that much.
Yeah, I mean, it changes your pursuit angles entirely when you've got a quarterback dancing away from Samuel Robertson, as you said on that one.
Here we are, Abansky dropping back again, throwing it up. It's the corner route, and it is caught. Is that number 21 there? By the looks of the hair, I believe it is. So here we are, Northants Knights getting hot towards the end of this game.
Well, where was this in the first half? I guess Abansky is the backup quarterback to Dodd.
Yeah, I didn't see Dodd get injured or sort of limp off, so I wonder whether this has been a tactical change as opposed to a forced one.
Arden Shaw with the reception.
So here we are, Abansky's giving the play in, and they've definitely been a lot more pass happy. With Abansky in. I think when you know that you've got the threat of being able to run at any given point, even if the play breaks down, I think you can be a bit more pass happy. Particularly with the Caesars playing a lot of man coverage here. So here we are, Abansky dropping back again, throwing the fade up to the far corner, and that is just overthrown, but he was open. Again.
Trying to get the ball on that back corner fade to Olapuna. He did a nice job, did Abansky, of just looking over to the trip side and then at the last minute coming back to that single receiver. But Olapuna just not got the pace to get under it.
Yeah, I think Olapuna maybe just stuttered for a little too long trying to beat Cam Murray there at the DB. But yeah, much more exciting offense now.
Totally different offense when Abansky's in charge. And I wonder whether Northants will watch this footage back and make some adjustments going into their next game.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, Northants, they have won one game, but they're going to be fighting at the bottom to not get relegated. So, anything they can do. Here we are, Abansky looking back, stepping up, stepping through, and he's going to find a guy on the sideline. And it's going to be caught, and he's going to be wrestled down. That looked like Sam Fraser there. The ball is out. Has it been recovered? I can't quite tell. No, the Northants player has come up with the ball.
One of the coaches on Caesar's sideline is not very happy.
Will Hobbs probably instinctively saw a ball on the floor and tried to dive for it. So
nice
here we are.
Play from Abansky scrambling around, and then there was good pressure from the Caesars defence on that, and Abansky has to go to number 89, I believe it was, who just made himself available.
Yeah, great scramble
Abansky.
drill.
Yeah, really nice job from the Knights.
Okay, what are we looking at? The refs are signalling something. Could this be the 2-minute warning? No, timeout, Northants.
3rd and 3. I think Abansky was saying, don't take the timeout, I can handle this on the field, but the coaches want to talk to him.
I think it's interesting taking the time out there. I feel like you have the Caesars on the ropes. Don't give them time to regroup. Don't give them time to get a breather. Just keep pushing. If you're still desperate, talk about it on 4th down. But don't talk about it. I wouldn't talk about it now. So with Abansky in suddenly, a lot different game. He's very mobile, isn't he?
He's very athletic. He's got a good arm. He brings an entirely different dimension to this team. And you wonder why he's not in that starting quarterback position. I mean, I'm just watching it from the drive that we're watching here. But certainly it's a more exciting, less one-dimensional offense when he's in.
Yeah, it very much feels like that. And it feels like these Knights, suddenly, they've sparked. Something about them is there, like, we're good to go. So I think, prior to this drive, with that scramble drill, I don't know whether the receiver would have, kept working, made himself open on the sideline. He might have gone, okay, so this play's probably about dead, so I'm just going to stand here and, have a quick breather, and then I'll get ready to go for the next play. But now, all the players seem energised. They're ready to go out on the field. I know some of them sort of walking out now, which is kind of going against my point. If you could jog out, guys, I'd appreciate it. But here we go. So, we've got Olapuna isolated to the top of the field. Tyler Gordon playing the big slot role. He's got weapons here as Abansky. He's got Patterson in the backfield. I'd say Caesar's making sure they got 6 in the box to play against the 5 O-lineman, and Abansky is looking. He looked up for Olapuna. He's thrown the fade to the corner, and it's just overthrown. Number 14 there only just missed him again. That's a second fade. He's just overthrown it as well. I guess you'd rather throw it a bit too long than a bit too short.
Cases Magiro was wide open, wasn't he, in the end zone? He'd beaten his man to the outside. There it was. That was 6 points.
And again, great work from Abansky. He looked over to Olapuna, realised he wasn't open. I think he came back through Tyler Gordon to go all the way to the far side of the field. He probably checked all 4 receivers going across there. I mean, that's something we haven't seen from Dodd as well. Dodd was very first guy, throw it. Maybe second guy, throw it.
Magiro, I think, was arguing that he's some sort of pass interference on that, but there was no flag. It was absolutely clean. It looked clean from up here.
So here we are. This is going to be 4th down and 3. We've got Olapuna again, isolated to the top, Patterson in the backfield. And it looks like he wants Olapuna. He's going to try and step up. He's stepping to the sideline. He's going to try and turn the corner. And he's going to pick up a 1st down. We're going to be 1st and goal here from about the 6-yard line for the Knights. I mean, why didn't they do this earlier?
Caesars did a good job chasing him out, not letting him into the end zone on that, get him out of bounds. That was Callum Tinson, again the ex-NTU player that got Abansky out of bounds to prevent the touchdown.
Looks like number 7 Henry Scanlon was trying to call for something there, bit of hand gesturing. So we've got number 12 Rizzuto coming in here, but Abansky still looks like he's going to be leading the charge here. 6 yards from pay dirt. And now we're not worried. You're not just worried about the pass. You're worried about the pass, and then suddenly, as you spread out, Abansky can just run up the middle, and all he's got to do is put a shoulder down. You've got a genuine triple option, haven't you? You can hand it off to one of these great running backs. Abansky can run it himself, or he can pass. So you've got to defend everything. So they've come back into the tight formation. I wonder whether they want to maybe just run this on 1st down, see what they can pick up. No, it's a read option play. Abansky's going to take it himself. He's going to try and put a shoulder down. The ball's out. The ball is out. Oh no, he's going to be marked down. And I tell you what, the Caesars are not happy about that. Andrew Wilkins is complaining. Well, Wilkins came in to clean it up. The initial contact was number 27 for the Caesars, who came in and made a play.
They had Abansky down, and it was Harry Johnson and Andrew Wilkins who got to him. And it did look like that ball came out. Again, this is what the Caesars defence have been doing the whole game. When it really gets to those critical downs, they've been coming up big.
They have been coming
on
up
that
big.
one, Abansky holds on. Second and goal.
Second and goal. Just trying to get the replay up here on my phone. We can't show it on your screen, but it does look like the ball comes out just as he hits the floor. I can see the 50-50ness of it. So I wonder whether they're going to go for that read option again. You can see that they've got Henry Scanlon on the end, but then they've got number 27, the safety overhang. And then, he's trying to pull it down. Oh, it's so nearly picked off there. Abansky almost looked like he wanted to take it on the read option, but they've got Olapuna coming in on the slant. Almost that sort of RPO read type thing.
So, first and goal, they go for the run option. Good tackle made. Second and goal, they go for the slant. Third and goal. Now, if I was them, I'd be looking at some sort of play action. Abansky rolling out, naked bootleg maybe. He's got those skills to be able to do it.
I mean, he's got the skills at the very least to make something happen if nothing's there.
Yeah, no, they've been running that counter all day long, so they can run fake the counter to 32, keep it in Abansky's hands.
Oh, and they do give it off to 32, and he's in for the touchdown. That looked like Mickey Fisher not quite able to get the tackle. 32 on 32 action there.
Nice play from the Knights.
Nice
Because as a defensive coordinator, I'm thinking, they're going to put it in Abansky's hands. No, give it to Patterson. Nice call. Touchdown on the board for the Knights.
I think we were both looking at Abansky keeping that ball. Both, in my eyes, at the very least, when I was expecting Abansky to take that back on a sort of veer read type option. But no, just hand it off to Patterson and let him go score. So here we are. They're going to go for 2, and frankly, why wouldn't you? May as well
why not?
go for 2 here. Why not?
Now maybe this time they fake to Patterson and Abansky keeps it.
Yeah, they've got strange numbers in the box. Oh, heavy pressure off the side, and that is almost caught by Tyler Gordon.
They had 2 receivers open, and I think the ball might actually been being darted to the slot, outside slot, and then the inside slot dove back to get it.
Yeah, quite possibly. It was one of those where it was sort of half in between them, but it looked like a slot blitz had come off the edge there for the Caesars.
Well, lads, joking aside, I actually do have something to share. I have a scoring update.
Scoring update from producer Sean.
Thanks to the Birmingham under-19 team defeating the Sheffield under-19 team today, 18-16. The Caesars under-19 team has locked up the division, and we are in the playoffs.
Whoop!
So, because we have 1 game left in the regular season. At worst, we'd be 5-1. Obviously, we're going to win that. We're going to put in the effort, see if we can win that, close out the season. But every other team in our division has at least 2 losses now.
Congratulations to the under-16. That's a great job.
That's it's come a long way. We were winless a few years ago, and the team stuck together, and we're in the playoffs. But the job's not finished. But I am really proud, honestly. One of them messaged me and said the coaches are kind of like the second dads, and it's what a day to have that pride and feel that way.
Yeah,
absolutely. Congratulations to that team, and congratulations, Sean, on the job you've done there, and all the other coaches involved in that program. And if you're a father out there, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, it's a good day. Playing on Father's Day, I bet you a lot of these guys are going home and hopefully getting some dinner and a nice time with the family if they have one.
I had a lovely morning with my daughter, and
there you go.
Breakfast together. And last night we went out to see a show in Nottingham, so it was a really nice weekend. I hope you're enjoying it too, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us for the stream. The interesting thing about this game is the last time these two teams met, score was 32-9. Score currently 33-9.
We're getting better.
Rico Gordon getting absolutely swallowed up at the line there by number 60. Number 60 just beat his block straight off the line of scrimmage, and that was it, straight through.
All I got to do is keep hold of this ball, chew the clock down. That running clock the Knights that we were talking about it, weren't we, after that sort of third score? But they managed to avoid that, Simon.
Yeah, they have indeed. No 35-point differential here. Which, for anyone wanting to get home for a quick dinner, maybe not what you wanted, but we get a bit more football.
When they're watching the stream, they can go wherever they want. They can eat dinner while they watch at the pizza box.
I was more about the guys playing, but
Nick Stocks messages in, says, great news, Sean. Well done to you and the team. Thanks, Nick.
Speaking of Father's Day, that's Nick Stocks, father of Caesars player Alex Stocks. So, happy Father's Day to Nick.
Baldwin dragged down on a sack.
yeah, Baldwin again. He faked it and then tried to turn to give it to someone else. I don't know if he knows which way the running play is going at the moment.
Check some numbers here. Have we swapped out in the offensive line, or have Northants just stepped up this draw? And that's 2 big tackles for loss.
I think the offensive line has been rotating in and out a bit today, because I know
It's a hot one.
It's a hot day. I know Victor Soxperson has been rotating in and out. I mean, I can see him the most because he's got a white helmet, so he's the easiest to point out. Timeout Caesars taken here. Both teams got 2 timeouts left, I believe.
A few comments coming in on the stream. One main said, if Northants had had a full squad, this game would end up with a different scoreline. Interesting take on the game, and it's it's true. You do suffer from smaller squad numbers. You've got to play both ways. It does take your impact out of your overall score. Nick Stock says, question for the panel. Hey, we're a panel now. That's
panel
very posh.
show. Now we're talking.
Well, that's good. I like that. How do we think the Romans will cope with the Caesars running game? And that question to panel member Simon.
So I haven't seen much of the Romans footage this year. I've watched bits because I know a couple of Romans guys. One of the guys coaching over there, Matt Corley, I follow him on Instagram and stuff like that from time together at GB. And they do look like a relatively stout team. I think they've had higher points against than the Caesars have had. So I wonder if they'll struggle. I also think that the Caesars will do a good job with just sheer rotation. You're rotating Welly T, Twinkle Toes, Chris Baby, Niall Simpson.
Do these people
Rico
have real
Gordon.
names?
Well, Twinkle Toes got the rest of them were real name apart from Twinkle Toes.
Willie T is his real name?
Welly T.
Oh, okay.
I'm not attempting to pronounce Welly's last name because I tried it.
Go, Alex. Go, Alex. No, Alex. No.
Oh.
And that ball is picked off by the deep post safety.
And there's a flag that's probably on the offense too.
Yeah.
Shouting there from producer Sean. Yeah, looking at the Chester Romans score, I mean, that's disappointing for Alex, isn't it? But there's a flag down, maybe that'll save him.
Nah, I think it's on the offense.
Chester Romans beat Northants themselves 40-0 in their last outing, and then they had a 25-10 outing against Northants. They beat Samwell 60-6. They beat Birmingham 26-14, but also drew with Birmingham 6 all right at the beginning of the season. So it's a team that's getting better, isn't it? And it's a team that looks like they have a good offense and put points up. Doesn't look like their defense is maybe as strong as the Caesars, but we'll have to see. You said the points differential is really, really close.
The points differential is going to be close, I think, throughout all of the NFC1. Which is really what it's going to come down to.
I would point out, though, tiebreakers don't matter if you beat them on the records. If you're undefeated. So,
anyway,
and that's what both the Chester and Caesars are looking for, honestly.
This game's not over. Abanski's back in. Here come the Knights with Abanski, and we know they're dangerous.
So we're still not at the 2-minute warning yet. I think there was some complaints there, whether that was a fumble or whether that was just a tipped pass. I think Henry Scallon there questioning whether that should have been a fumble, and I do think it probably should have been. I don't think he actually touched the ball on the way out. I think he touched the arm. But yeah, Abanski, we've got Olapuna in the backfield. So, dynamic offense here. Tyler Gordon again in the slot. So,
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, here we are. Abanski looking to pass. He's going to roll that to the right, and he looks like he's reversing field. We've lost him on the camera, Sean.
He's still going. He's still going.
And he tries to throw it, and he is. If he's caught that, has he caught that? Oh, take a bow. I don't know who are you, number 84.
So I was following him on 2 different cameras. He ran back about 40 yards.
That's a gain of about 4 yards.
4 yards that man's ever gained in his life.
40-yard throw.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least he's got the arm now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that is a way to bring excitement to an end of a game, which is not all that close at the moment.
So 4-yard scramble from Abansky, picks up on the sideline, 4-yard gain. It will bring up a second down and about 6.
It's going to be third down, I think.
Third down, no, you're
first
right.
down was
Third down
was that incomplete. So here we are, back to the the tight bunch of trips. I wonder if Abansky's being like, do you know what? If I could not run as far this time, that'd be appreciated.
Great pressure again from 97 on the Caesars defensive line.
Oh.
They wanted that. It looked like they wanted some sort of power or counter run because he stepped out as if he wanted to pull. Yeah, so they're going to call a false start. It looks like after all of that, he's going to go -1 yard between those two plays.
Poor, is it Abansky? Is that his name?
Abansky, yeah.
Oh, poor guy, because he did such a great play.
It was amazing.
And then they've ended up further back than they were.
Samuel Robertson was the guy that put the pressure on Abansky and caused that crazy 40-yard scramble for a 4-yard pickup.
And you know what? If he doesn't do that, Abansky probably runs it. Instead of doing that crazy wacky throw, he gains some running yards. So really good job.
Yeah.
Even though it's a loss of 4 from the defense's perspective, giving up 4 still.
Here we are. This is the trips formation I would stick in if I was the Knights. I'd stay here, get Tyler Gordon in tight. I'd maybe try and isolate Olapuna to the top, but this is Abansky dropping back. Henry Scanlon applying the pressure. He throws it deep, and it's caught. He's going to go to the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Knights.
Wow. Tyler Gordon to the house off the throw of Abansky. They're a totally different team if they'd come out like this. Could have been a very, very different scoreline of what we've got, and there's still time on the clock.
Well, it's what we said earlier, right? They had the ingredients, but they hadn't put it together. Well, now they're putting it together. And Abansky's the chef that's doing it.
I wonder whether the Knights are going to stick with Abansky for the rest of the season here.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, exactly.
You have to put people on the produce.
It's one of these difficult things because Abansky, wasn't. I mean, it had great quarterback potential at the Falcons, but didn't want to play the position. So you don't know what the player's actual preference is. But certainly on this outing, I mean, he's such an exciting player. I've spoken to him a number of times over the years and watched him play, and often wondered why he didn't just stay in a quarterback position and really make a go of it there.
Simon, I cut you off before, so sorry if you...
I don't know what I was going to say now.
Go ahead.
But it was brilliant.
It was going to be brilliant. Low snap, Abansky hands it off. Yes, Olapuna takes it in for 2. So here we are, Caesars 33, Knights 17.
Wow, just like that.
Usually we say, there's no such thing as moral victories or whatever, but honestly, regardless of the final scoreline for Northants, they have found something.
It's a 2-score game.
Yeah.
It is a 2-score game indeed.
If you get, you get a decent, you get a stop, you get a score, we've suddenly got a nail biter in the last couple of minutes.
I wonder whether we're going to see an onside kick here. It's kind of difficult not knowing the amount of time they got left. But, an onside kick I think very much could be, or at least surprise onside kick could be on the cards here. Get the ball back and then be like, okay, we've only got to do that one more time. But yeah, totally different game. I wonder quite what would have happened if Abansky had stayed in the whole game. I think this is going to give Caesar something to worry about as well.
You wonder whether Liam will come back out now as the quarterback. Alex has thrown that turnover that led to that touchdown. And he's been under some pressure himself. This Knights team, they've really just, since Abansky has injected some life, other units as well have just woken up, making plays.
So here we are, kickoff to come. Will it be that surprise onside kick? No, it's going to go deep. And it's going to be fielded. That looks like Sam Fraser fielding the kick. And he's going to give the reverse. That looks like the reverse to Elliot Harvey. He's not got any lead blockers in front of him. Just going to try and run over a guy and take it out about the 40. Oh, Henry Scanlon having a quick square up with number 91 at the bottom of the screen.
Nice tackle from Bailey McFall on that for the Knights, just to stop Elliot's run back. And a good field position again. You just want to chew that clock. But Alex Baldwin, he's back out on the field. They're saying, look, we have confidence in you. So let's see whether he can do more now.
I think I feel like this could be run, see where we are on 4th down.
Welty's back in the backfield. Starting runners back in.
I know he's been complaining about his hamstring recently, but then I'm pretty sure he's always complaining about his hamstring. So here we are, heavy pressure on the line here for the Knights. And it is it is a pass that's caught by Elliot Harvey. Great block there by Ben Harrison. As going to be taken up the sideline and out of bounds just past the 30-yard line.
Really well designed little play. Go play action. Everyone's looking for a run on first down to chew the clock, and then Alec Baldwin with an easy throw. The easiest throw you can make, just receiver Elliot just turning round, getting the ball, and then a nice block from Ben, as you say. Nice play call.
Yeah, so it looked like Coach Mike Romano wanted to go in a bit of a hurry up there. He was really signalling to try and get them to move, and then the referee seems to have stopped them for some reason.
Got to do something to try and grab the momentum back on this game.
Yeah, 2-minute warning's been called. That's why the momentum stopped here. So we have 2 minutes left in the game. I think the Caesars at this point, maybe you keep running those RPOs and just try and take that short passing game as an extension of the run game, or maybe you're just going to hand it off to Welly T as they do here. Big Vic leading block. Welly T still running. Welly T still going. Oh! Get out of my way! Welly T taking it for the touchdown. Oh. A well-deserved touchdown there for Welly T.
Truck stick, boom, on that last tackle trying to come in, and he just ran him right over. Fantastic running. That's how to stamp your authority back on a game, isn't it?
That's what you need. Occasionally you just need that running back to go, give me the ball. And you could look at, I know Welly T is a shifty runner. If he wanted, he could have gone round the guy, but he went, no, I'm going to go through you and I'm going to make a point right now that this is not your game, this is our game.
And they're tired as well these nights. They've had that momentum, but they're still having to play a lot of them both ways.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in just in the way that they are, the way that they're breathing. Like, you've only got one guy down here for the PAT. You can just tell they're tired. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. That makes it Caesars 40, Knights 17.
Shout out to Matt Walker. Hi Matt, says just tuned in. Caesars looking good, stream looking good, comms sounding good. Thank you. And then he says happy Father's Day. So nice to have you with us, Matt.
Got a flag down on the field. Yeah, we got a flag. No, just on the white line.
Huh.
So not entirely sure what that's about, because it all looked fine. I didn't see anyone going at the hole or anything like that. So just as confirmation, there actually is a flag on the field. You will now be able to see it on your screen. Not entirely sure what's going on here, but as we'll switch back to the wide view for the rest of the play.
Maybe they waved it off or something, or maybe it's.
Yeah. Who knows?
Oh, look, the kickoff's going to be from the 50.
Okay,
so it must have been like a taunting or late hit or something.
Yeah, it must have been. And
something
with how late it seemed to be, I think, some sort of fisticuffs after maybe might have been what was going on. So again, I wonder here, Caesars, do you try and chip it in this sort of 20 yard area? Abansky's walking out. I do wonder where he's going to sort of line himself up. But do you try and chip it just over the head of that second line, and hope they don't turn round, and hope
behind Abansky in front of Tyler.
Yeah, if you chip it like 2 or 3 yards behind Abansky,
try and run on it.
Hope he doesn't backpedal, because if you kick it out the back of the end zone, they're still going to get it at 20 anyway.
Remember, they've had sort of mixed performance this kick return team.
That is it is going to be fielded by Olapuna, and he's going to be taken down. So the Northants Knights going to be starting from around the 13, 14 yard line. I mean, to be fair, with Abansky, I wouldn't put it past him just to scarper up the sideline.
Nice coverage that time.
Yeah, that was good coverage. I think they went away from their tight double stack formation, and they just went to a sort of standard 5x5 formation, and it seemed to fare them a lot better there.
Less than 2 minutes. The Knights back with the ball. We've seen some excitement from Abansky, and you think he's going to tiptoe down the sideline. He can also throw it. He's got some speed. He's got options with Tyler, Gordon.
Olapuna if he's going to go out and play receiver. So
she said less than 2 minutes.
We've had a 2 minute warning called.
Okay.
So an interesting final couple of minutes here in this game. I don't think the Knights I don't think they're quite going to bring this one back.
No, well, you said they needed to stop when it was a 2-score game, and exact opposite of what happened. So
it's out of reach, but Abansky will keep fighting.
Oh, straight through the hands of Tyler Gordon, going straight into the flat.
God, that was on the money, and
it
was you want
spot on the money as well.
Turn and go.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the ball, trying to look where he's going before he's got the ball in his hands.
I think he only had Cam Murray to beat as well at the sideline, because by the looks of it, the Cedars were either playing sort of match coverage or straight man coverage, and a lot of the DBs had already turned inside to go with it looked like a sort of double slant with a flat route tucked underneath it. So here we are. They're going back to the tight bunch here. Wonder whether this could be the sweep to Olapuna. We saw that on the 2-point try. Or wonder whether Abanski's going to try and take it. It looks like he's going to try and go for the corner to 88. He's just trying to evade pressure. It's thrown and it's picked off. That is the old man himself, Mickey Fisher, looking for the touchdown. Can he get it? Go on, Mickey. Go on, Mickey. Yeah. Touchdown, Nottingham Caesars.
We turned into fans there, didn't we?
We did very briefly turn into fans.
Old Mickey coming back. Abanski had Tyler Gordon on the kind of chair pattern, the late release and then up the sideline, and he had him, but he tried to go to his other receiver, and Mickey Fisher was right there to make the pick.
Mickey properly drove down as well. I think he was about 5 or 6 yards deep from where the ball was going to be, but Mickey drove straight down at that ball.
Ex-NTU, current UON.
Current UON, yeah.
Really, the heart of Nottingham.
Mickey Fisher.
Yeah, how many Nottingham teams has this man played for?
There aren't any more teams to play for.
Has a kid joined the Arrows or something? I don't know. Maybe go play for some of the flag teams in the area.
Let's not joke about Mickey having a kid. The joke was always he was going to have a baby shower at some point.
Be amazed actually how many teams, how many of these athletes do go from NTU to UON. We don't get many back though. I don't know what that's about. Why aren't they going from UON to NTU? Anyway, you don't have to answer that one, Simon. Simon's got that smug face.
I was just about to say I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah.
So there we are. Nottingham Caesars 47, the Northants Knights 17. So back up to about that 30-point differential they were at earlier. But I'll tell you what, it's a very different ball game to where we were at that point.
It is, and Abanski will make those sorts of mistakes, but he's having to take all sorts of chances,
you've got to try it here. Yeah.
You wonder what a game with him in charge from the start would look like with Northants.
I think it would have been a very different game, because I don't think he's having to worry about going deep. He's not worrying about, okay, so now I know I've got to throw it 40 yards in 90 seconds or something. In that last one, he probably only had 90 seconds at the start of that previous play, but he knows he's got to go about 70 yards. So I think he knows he's got to try and pick up as many yards on each play as he can. Whereas from the start of the game, you probably run him a bit more. Go, okay, read options, run those, give him a breather and let him run the sweeps with like Olapuna and Patterson and Barrett, number 20 as well. And they seem to work, put the counter in. Then you can start putting in some QB bash, but run the counter and then actually just run the back off the other way and run it with the quarterback.
He's on the field again for this special teams play. So many of these players, so is Tyler Gordon back there looking to return. So many of these Knights players having to play both ways, or even on all three units.
That's a nice kickoff.
Yeah, it's Olapuna going to field the kickoff. He wants to take it up the middle, and he's going to get met by Henry Scanlon, number 7 there, taken down at about the 25-yard line. Bit of a late push there on one of the Caesars players. A bit of frustration, I think, boiling over from the Knights, but I think at this point just let it play out. We've only got about 80 seconds left to go.
Nice take, nice tackle. And are they going to bring Abanski back in? They are. He's in that number 7 jersey. He's back on the field. They're done with Dodd. Abanski's the man for these last few seconds.
Yeah, very much so. I think while we're here, do you want to give an MVP for a game? I've got a couple of people, whether that's Welly T.
I think Welly T for me is the MVP. So much great scoring today. I think he's had 3 touchdowns, so I'd certainly go with him.
Yeah, I'd go with him. I think honourable mentions must go to Twinkle Toes as well. There we are, sweep to Olapuna. Great block there by number 88. Olapuna's up the sideline. I don't think he's got anyone to beat. Can he get hawked down there by number 27? No, he can't. Touchdown for the Knights in the dying seconds. And that could have big implications on divisional seedings as well, particularly when it comes all the way back to the playoffs.
Well, that's just entirely
something's going on.
Knights team has been entirely different.
I don't know, something's going on. We've got coaches on the sideline, players running over, players with helmets off. There's a flag down. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
Olapuna showing blistering pace on that down the sideline, really fast.
That sounds like, I'm going to guess that...
lip reading.
Look at the way they're pointing. I think Nottingham is maybe one of their coaches was upset about something or went on the field yelling.
There's quite a lot of shouting here at the officials almost.
Isaac Sarr's coming in there, and TU player saying maybe he was held.
But it's a very long way away to be held.
Scanlon's arguing.
I
with
mean,
the
I know
referee.
Henry's a captain, so he's got he can talk to the officials and have a word with them. I think the officials, whatever the officials is playing, I don't think Henry likes it. I wonder whether there was whether there was some sort of afters, going on off the sideline that we didn't see. See if I can get a rough idea of what went on. So interesting here. We're not entirely sure what's going to be going on. Okay, I think someone. So by the looks of it, we get someone getting driven well down the field, and then just obviously we can't show this replay, but as the camera flings around, I think something happens off screen for us as someone's getting driven quite hard down the field.
As it was a run, I was focused on the end zone footage.
Yeah.
I assumed. I actually have it running up the sideline, but I can't bring it up now for you. I'm sorry.
No.
Well, it looks like they waved the flag off, did they?
Yeah, I think they've waved the flag
Or it's
off.
going to be enforced on the kickoff if it was on Caesars.
Yeah, so here we are. So Knights now to 23 points.
Guys, I would probably just kneel it after we get the ball back here. Let's just preserve it.
I can just hear Grant in my head going 50, 50, 50.
You don't need 50. You need less than, less points on
Yeah,
defense.
I always thought points against was a very strange tiebreaker.
Well, so you don't run the score up.
Not points differential.
Well, that's a thought. Yeah, but then that would still encourage running up the score on one side of the games.
Yeah. Here we are. I think player on late for the Knights, and timeout taken by the Knights. But yeah, so not entirely sure what was going on there with the discussion with the officials. Shame we can't really come back to you after the game about it either.
I mean, if we're guessing, it just looked like, it was an aggressive block all the way downfield. He shoves his man to the ground at the end of the play, and the ref's thrown the flag, but then said, well, what was illegal about it? And the referee challenges it, and they pick it up.
Yeah, I wonder whether it was one of these that he's blocked it, and then you're like, okay, well, you're 35 yards away from the ball. You've got no need to finish it off by diving on top of him as well, which by the looks of it probably happened. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and kick is dead centre again.
Into the tennis courts.
Over
the tennis
courts. So there we are. Caesars 47, Northants 24. 24. When it will click. There we go. So Caesars are going to get the ball back here. I mean, I do wonder whether they try and keep going with Alex at quarterback, whether they just kneel it out. Game started to get a little heated now, so with under 2 minutes left, do you just kneel it out and just say, okay, game's over now? I think Northants have only got one timeout if they've got a timeout left. But otherwise, yeah, I think it could just be a kneel out here.
You would expect them to do that now, given the fact that every time they're giving the ball back to Abanski's put two scores on the board. You just want to get out of it without any more scores.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, like I said, Caesar's coming into this game where... Oh, hang on, we're moving back. No, so it has been enforced on the kickoff. So Caesar's coming into this game, we're averaging 3.83 points conceded a game, and now suddenly 24 points. That's a huge difference here, and I think all down to Abanski. And just his dual threat ability, really. So this is going to be a really deep... So he promised you a 75-yard punt. Well, you could probably get away with a 75-yard kickoff.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. He's actually got the room to do it now. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, exactly. I presume this will be drilled down the middle about as far as he can make it. I'll tell you what, it is drilled as well. To the opposition 15. Looks like a return by Sam Fraser. And he's still got the ball, not handing it off there. And he's kept it himself. Dodged one guy. Is he going to get a block there? Twinkle Toes just missing on the block there.
They've had some great special teams returns, both these teams today. Another good return there.
I know the Caesars spend a lot of time on special teams really perfecting it. Because like here, suddenly you don't have to do 6, 7, 8 offensive plays. to get to that point and then string another
Simon,
5-6
I
together.
just want to emphasize something. They don't have to do any offensive plays. They should have knelt it 10 minutes ago.
The thoughts of producer Sean Endicott.
You can't kneel for 10 minutes, Sean.
Yeah, 10 real-time minutes.
And it doesn't,
10 real-time minutes.
look that good on our
They could have run it up
does it?
I formation or this Ben Pugh run.
Finally, Alex.
Good job,
with a
Alex.
knee.
I know he hates kneeling, by the way. Alex hates kneeling. Like, he's been up by several scores and I'll call a kneel and he's like, do I have to? Yes. I'm sure he said the same thing today.
So there we are, and that wraps up the game. Nottingham Caesars 47, Northants Knights 24. That takes the Caesars to 7-0 on the season.
But they only just got away with it. You feel like if they'd started Abansky at the beginning of the second half, this might have been a really different game. It was only 14-0 at the half, remember, folks?
Yeah, I know, 14-0, and then suddenly we've seen 24 points from the Knights and another 33 points from the Caesars. Good Lord. Incredible
second half, and especially in the fourth, because the Q3 wasn't much to talk about, certainly from a Caesars perspective. So,
no, thinking Abansky only came in late Q3, I think, maybe in quarter four.
What's good for the Caesars is that when Abansky did come in, they did respond. You know, they got those 2 touchdowns of their own.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Abansky, made it a totally different game and an exciting one to watch in the end, Simon.
Yeah, very much so. And thank you all for joining us on the stream today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And I think I'll say thank you from myself, from Karl, from Sean, and we'll wrap it up there.
Happy Father's Day, folks.
And we will see you in a couple of weeks' time for the final home game.